Hey everybody, I'm Vivian. You may know me as Vixie Belle at the Pocket Dragon Pub. Thank you for watching tonight's stream. At the time of filming, SAG-AFTRA and the WGA were still on strike. However, as we prepared our program for broadcast, the WGA reached a deal and SAG-AFTRA entered into negotiations with the AMPTP. We are hopeful for a resolution to the strike that benefits everyone. I think that the strike has made us realize not just how important the arts are, but how important it is to support the people that make that art. That's where organizations like the Entertainment Community Fund come in. Formerly known as the Actors Fund, this organization has been around since the 1800s and has enabled many people to pursue a career in the arts. The Entertainment Community Fund provides services nationally for anyone involved in film, television, music, theater, dance, opera, and other arts. They're here for everyone on stage, camera, and behind the scenes to support a life in the arts. They have a unique understanding of a life in the arts and how to thrive in an unpredictable industry. Please consider donating today through our fundraising platform, Tiltify. A link will be available in the description and throughout the stream. Please enjoy Line in the Sand, GM'd by Mischa Stanton.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pocket Dragon Pub and this wonderful session of Line in the Sand. I've been working so hard on this game, and I'm so excited to share it with you all. Thank you, Pocket Dragon Pub, for having me on. My name is Mischa. I'm going to be GMing this game, and I'm so excited to have this incredible cast of players. We have Vivian Orozco, we have Katelyn Summers, we have Charlotte Elena, we have Bookish, and we have Camila. Thank you so much for joining me for this game. I cannot wait to start playing with you all. But first, I understand that we have some announcements. Vivian, will you take us through them?
Thank you, Mischa, and we're so happy to have you here. And in case you guys haven't noticed on our social media, we are actually raising funds tonight for the Entertainment Community Fund. It is a charity stream. If you don't know who the Entertainment Community Fund is, they have been around since the 1800s, and they have been assisting the entertainment community with financial assistance and medical aid as well. So they're a great organization, especially in the situation that the entertainment industry currently finds itself in. So we are trying to raise about $5,000 from both episodes of Line in the Sand, because it will be a 2-episode one-shot. We're so excited to have that. But yeah, feel free to check out the links below for how to donate. You can donate through Tiltify as well. And for more information on the Entertainment Community Fund, we have provided the links in the chat. So that's the first of our announcements. Our next one is actually a dice giveaway. If you stay for the stream and you participate in the chat, you'll see our little bot, Nightbot, talking about a dice giveaway. We are giving out a free set of dice, sparkly or mushroom. You won't know until you get it, but that dice set, the winner will be announced at the end of the stream. So please make sure to keep an eye out for that and make sure you type in the chat to be entered for the giveaway. It will be selected at random, so you won't know till the end. And last but not least, we want to give a special thank you to the modules that we're doing tonight, because we're using a couple different D&D what do we call them, Mischa?
I call them expansions. I think the word is module, but I like expansions.
We'll go with that. We'll go a couple different expansions of D&D. So, and you'll hear more about them during our break. So one of them is from Heartleaf Games. It's called The Delver's Guide to Beast World. This is a super fun module where everyone is a furry. And so if you like furries, it's for you. It's been a lot of fun to build the characters within the world of Beast World. And special thank you to Heartleaf Games for creating this. And if you don't know, Heartleaf actually has a Kickstarter that will be going off soon. So we'll be sharing more about that during our break. And last but not least, we are also using Valda's Spire of Secrets, another D&D module that has some very fun classes in it. My personal favorite is the Party Paladin and the Tea Witch, but we're also going to be using a few elements from that. So see if you can spot them, and you'll find out more about them during the break. We also have links to both below. And that's pretty much all of our announcements for today. You want to play a game?
Yeah. Let's play Dungeons and Dragons. I cannot wait. Thank you. So, I would like to tell you all a story. Once upon a time, there was a land of animals who walked on two legs, with hands that could grip tools and tongues that could speak and speak well. Those animals found each other and built communities. They found magic and crafted wonders. Some found gods, and many more found the solace and subtle power of belief in them. But one day, something happened. The gods stopped answering, and the magic fled, seeping into the thirsty ground. And the animals of the world began to believe in other things, and find power in other things, like science, and engineering, and industry. And sooner than we may hope, the power wielded over their fellow kin by social pressure, economic influence, and the threat of violence. And so we find the coastal township of Piasek, where the glittering golden sand rolls into the sea. Known for centuries for its beauty and its ancient glassworks, in this new age, Piasek has found something highly coveted by the rest of the region, a natural source of raw magical power. Yes, it turns out that the sands of Piasek themselves contain a source of energy that can revive the spells and incantations of old, as well as fuel the innovation of the new. And Baron Piasek, ruler of the town and nominal owner of those sands, is here to provide for all. At a price, of course. These days, the Baron's sand quarries employ a majority of hardworking beasts of the town, responsible for putting food on the table for dozens of families. He fashions himself a job creator, a provider. But demand for the sand is skyrocketing. He's been pushing his workforce harder and harder to process and deliver ever-increasing quantities of sand, and selling it to the highest bidder. And while that may bring in riches for the likes of the Baron, the workers have been pushing their bodies to the limits and only taking home the same meager portions. Whose land is this really? Can one person own the land everyone walks on? If the sand is needed so desperately everywhere, shouldn't everyone who lives on it and works in it decide if and how it's traded away and share in the rewards? The workers seem to think so, which is why yesterday afternoon, they threw down their tools and stopped working. The demonstration was met with the red-hot anger of the Baron's security forces. Both sides radiated fury and would have boiled over into an all-out brawl, but for the decisive actions of Elder Farley, heir to the ancient arts of the Piasek Glassworks and beloved town leader. Only her timely arrival on the scene could keep the barking forces from tearing each other to shreds and send the mobs of capital and labor back to their corners. But the first shot has been fired now, and the entire town can smell the gun smoke lingering in the air. The evening and night pass with a thick cloud of tension clinging tight to the walls of the town, rippling with the subtle motions of whispered worries and plans being laid into place. Today is a new day, a tipping point, and no one knows what to expect. Except that is for our party here. No matter what other activities Farley may have become tied up in, her glasswork students know that she's still expecting them at the foundry bright and early. It's 6 a.m. in the town of Piasek, and we begin our story outside of Farley's glasswork. Which student arrives first? Let's roll initiative and see.
Ooh. Okay.
that's not good. I am late for class.
You say it's not good, but I got a nat 1.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh,
Ah, that's a big old 6 over here, so clearly I'm in a hurry to get there.
We're getting all the bad rolls out first.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Get rid of them.
Yeah. Got an 8.
Got a 9.
Okay.
6,
Who got
7,
a-
8, 9. Let's go.
I got a
Let's go.
13.
We all broke
13.
at the same time.
And my
Sorry.
total was 4.
Great. Katelyn, what'd you get? Sorry.
I got a 9.
9. Great. Cool. Winslow is the first to arrive. Bookish, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Winslow is a Latine. Is that how it's pronounced?
I think
believe
it's
that's how it is.
Leotine.
Leotine.
He's a ferret.
Little ferrets. They are white with brown fur around their mask, kind of, and a little bit on their shoulders and chest. They wear a kind of beige cloak over their gray attire. They are a small little ranger that walks around with two hand axes all the time.
And ever in tow behind Winslow.
The tiny little yarn golem.
They're cute. So this little ferret and little yarn construct wander up the way towards the glass shop. You see outside of the glass shop, sweeping the cobbles, is Corello, which is Farley's head apprentice and sort of the TA of your glass shop.
Good morning. Let's go.
Oh, Winslow, good to see you. I'm glad, I'm glad everyone's showing up. I hope people show up soon. I'm gonna be a little bit late here.
Wait, am I the first one here?
Yes, indeed. And I mean, I was here. In fact, Elder Farley isn't even here yet, so I suppose we have a little bit of time to wait.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go sit down.
Okay, go ahead. We'll start presently, I think. Next up the way is Vespa.
Yeah.
Go ahead and describe your character, please, Katelyn.
So Vespa is a tenebrine. She's a raccoon, and she kind of is light of foot. She walks in pretty silently, or at least she would if she wasn't busted through the door. And good morning, everybody. How's it going? Everybody sleep well last night? I know I did. And she grabs her chair and she says, Corello, how you doing this morning? You're looking very nice. I like what you did with your hair today.
Thank you. My, feeling a little. I didn't get very much sleep. It was a rough night for a lot of people in town.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But we gotta.
But it seems like you slept well.
You gotta get your Z's where you can get them. I'm usually a bit of a night owl, so I get them where I can. Anyway, where's Teach?
Great question. Go ahead and take your seat. And when she gets here, she will explain.
Yeah. So she's like dressed in like pink black leathers. She's a rogue, and so she just kind of like, you know what? She even does like a cool little like slide on her desk and then like sit in her chair, and she thinks she's cool, but it probably looks super dumb because there's only like 3 people in the room.
Go ahead and roll acrobatics real quick.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay, so not bad. Maybe just like a slight stumble on the landing, like a
yeah. But
like a loose leg on the chair or something, a slight wobble.
Yep.
Next to come up the way is Gabriel. Camila, will you describe your character for us, please?
Gabriel is a tall bovine with basically a cow. And they are 7'2", I believe, I wrote down. They're red-brown with white splotches, big dark brown eyes, and they're wearing a purple mask with a butterfly design on it.
Two class in the morning, like.
And they're acting like it's the most normal thing in the world to be wearing this mask, just covering pretty much the top half of their face, only the bottom half open. And they come to the doors and goes, "Greetings, my companions! How are you on this fine day?"
Hey, how's it going, Gabby?
Corella looks over and just says, "Now, Gabriel, I know we've talked about the mask. It's a breathing hazard. There's a lot of hot fumes in here."
"I'm afraid I'm still going to wear it."
Okay. All right, go ahead and take a seat there, I guess.
Gabriel just kind of plods over, slumps into the chair, and kind of looks around. Huh, empty.
Yes, we're expecting Farley any minute. And a little bit of time passes, that sort of awkward morning, kind of like, you know, it's 7:45 and your pre-calc class at like 7 a.m. kind of feeling, where you're just like, okay, here we are.
Oh, don't make me flash back to that.
Winslow's just trying to stay awake at their desk. They made it on time, but they're not a morning person.
That's fair. Well, everyone is a little bit woken up by the energy of Serena bounding up the way. Vivian, will you please describe your character to us?
Yes. So all you hear from a distance, you start hearing this angry chittering, like, you know, the chittering that squirrels do when you're trying to crawl up their tree and they're mad at you. Because my lovely Serena is a celarine, which is fancy for a squirrel. She is an American red squirrel, to be exact, and she's dressed very prim and proper. She's got her hair all brushed, back and held back with a little orange headband. She's got a little orange sweater vest. She's got a little collared shirt. Very preppy in her dress style, and she's just chittering angrily, like trying to close her bag. And she's like, "Golly gee, this is terrible! I can't believe all my things spilled on the way." And she keeps running. She runs towards. She almost runs over Corello, actually,
Yeah.
Because she's just not paying attention to where she's going at all.
Sure. Let's go ahead and roll a dex contest about it.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh no. I have to see her dex mod, because that was an 8 without her mod. With her mod, it is she's +3, so it's an 11.
Well, Corella got a 6. So, yeah, you sort of, just like chittering to yourself and kind of in your own zone, Corella goes, "Oh, hi, Serena," and then the way you're walking kicks the broom out from under her, and she sort of face plants, and, I think she goes, oh, God, oh, jeez.
Serena goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. And she goes to, she like straightens herself out and goes to help Corello onto her feet.
Thanks.
I wasn't looking where I was going. You have no idea. It's been so stressful this morning.
That's okay. You know Farley's rule 1. Always be aware of your surroundings. That's right.
Oh, right. I'll remember it one day.
Serena, it's the first day of classes, and honey, you've been through that first day a couple of times now.
I wrote it down somewhere. I know I did. And she like starts scrambling back in her bag for her notebook. I should go sit down. I think I'm a little stressed out.
It's okay. Well, you're not late yet. Farley's still not here yet. It's okay. Go ahead and take a seat.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day, Corello. And she wanders over to her chair and sits down. She's like very, very like inward herself and just plops down, and like she's counting mentally, like in her mind right now. So
amazing. And the last to make it to class, perhaps owing to not owning a clock,
definitely
who can
doesn't own a
say
clock.
is Pepper. Charlotte,
Yes.
go ahead and describe your character for us.
I am playing Pepper. She's a feline, so a cat. I think the word I used to describe her the other day was scrungly. She is a gray cat with darker gray stripes, whiskers just bent out of order, patches of fur, bits taken out of her ears, piercing yellow-green eyes that kind of float off in different directions a little bit. She's kind of wearing mismatched, tattered rags almost. Maybe some stuff in there that was nice at one point, and a big old wide-brimmed witch hat with some seagrass and succulents piled on top of the brim. And she just saunters forward.
just breezes past. Does she even stop to say hi to Carlo?
Oh yeah, yes. Good morning, Carmen.
It's Carlo. Hi, Pepper.
Yes, that's what I said, Claire.
Okay. We're gonna have to go even further back to names at some point. Okay. Did you remember ties for your rags today? We don't want them to catch fire again.
Oh yes, I have everything needed. I thought I'd take a nap in a sunbeam first.
Oh. I suppose that explains time. She looks up to the sun. It's getting on to be like 6:30 at this point. She goes, well, you're still on time, I suppose.
Of course I'm on time. A witch is never late. She arrives only when she means to.
God damn it.
I do remember hearing that somewhere when I was a kid. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
I walked right into that one. Damn, you got me. Corello says, yes, of course. And she looks at her watch. She has like a crystal movement watch that is like super precise, the second hand ticking around. And she like gestures up at the sun, then back down to her watch, and she goes, go ahead and take a seat. I'll be in a second. And she finishes up sweeping and puts away the broom. Everybody milling around the classroom. It's getting on in the day, so there's like more and more time to sort of carouse. We enter the scene.
Did y'all get home okay last night? I know we put a couple away at the tavern. Just making sure everybody made it home all right.
I slept fine. Got there all right.
Good.
A bit frustrating, a bit stressful, but yeah, the parents are talking.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Corello kind of says, oh, your parents are lovely. You know, they really believe in this shop and the institutions of Gashak, so.
I believe in the passion of their belief, but I believe the path for myself is somewhere else. And they look up in the distance.
An acoustic guitar strums dramatically in the background.
I believe in the passion of your belief, Gabrielle.
I believe
Thank you.
It's really dramatic. What?
I believe I'm confused.
No, it's... I feel your belief and your companionship, and it strengthens my desire.
Good.
I will achieve my dreams. We are fond companions, are we not?
Guess we are now. I mean, I've seen you put away more pints than I think I could see anybody did here at this room do. So, at that point, you've impressed me enough at this point.
Winslow's just in their desk going, wait, drinks.
Yeah. Winnie,
What are
you
you
were
talking about? What?
last night. You were, you actually decided you were going to try the new lead that they just brought in. You don't remember?
Oh,
I didn't think you drank that much, Winslow.
Yeah.
no,
Maybe I should have accompanied you home.
I don't remember any of this.
That's okay. bud.
Sometimes when
That's
you
okay.
have too much, it does things to your memory. So
The yarn golem hops up on Winslow's desk and sort of makes like a gesture over to Vespa. It's like, Vespa,
I know.
go ahead. Can you roll insight for me?
Of course I can.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have an insight. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, okay. 12. It's another 12.
With a 12, you can tell it's a gesture of like, yeah, that yarn golem knows what's up. That little guy.
That guy knows what's up. Billy, he likes to potty. I like that guy. I like that little one. Anyway. Drink some water. And she like pulls out a little water bottle and passes it over to Winslow. Like,
I'm always resisting the urge to just like bat at this little yarn golem.
The minute the yarn pops up, Pepper's eyes just goes.
Yeah.
Tail swishing behind the witch hat, like.
Yep.
Incredible. Well, this is, the time is getting on in the morning, and usually by this time, like, you guys are well into your lessons at the forge. Corello walks over to the broom closet, puts away her broom, and goes, you guys, I really don't know where Farley is. I can go over the lesson today, but I'm getting kind of concerned. There was a lot going on last night, and she kind of, I don't know if you guys heard about the work stoppage over at the quarry. Did you really?
Oh yeah, we did. They were talking about it last night at the bar.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And my parents are very worried right now about what that means for the ongoing commerce.
Yeah, Farley was a little concerned that it was going to escalate, so she got in there, but we had a couple of meetings with the big leaders last night, and she ran off after the second one, and I didn't quite end the night, see where she went. But now I'm concerned. I don't. Maybe she slept in. She's not really one to sleep in.
Should we look for her? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we must.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, last night we had a meeting with the Baron. And we had a meeting over at the Labor Lodge with Rizzo, the head of the labor union. I don't know. Maybe we could ask them if either of them knew where she went after.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, I know I'm your teacher. I know a little bit more about this glass stuff, but like, I don't know where to start. What do you guys think?
Which one was the last meeting?
The last meeting. First we met with the Baron, and then we met at the Labor Lodge, and we were supposed to come back here afterwards and do some work, but Farley didn't come with me. She had to run elsewhere. She said she'd meet me later, and she didn't come back.
So perhaps we'd better go check on Farley.
Yeah.
How about we talk with the Rizzo, you said, right? Yeah, let's ask Rizzo.
Okay.
They might have seen them last.
Right. Are they still at the Labor Lodge?
I imagine so. There was supposed to be a meeting later. I think people are probably preparing. Let's go take a look. Yeah, you guys head out of the glassworks and down the hill into the town square. It's still a little bit sleepy. There's like a gray haze kind of hanging over the morning. But bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, standing in the middle of the town square, is Yuri, who is a young dog with a red kerchief around his neck. He's got like a big floppy-eared grin on his face, and they're handing out flyers to sort of anyone walking by. Now, this is not like a super populated town. There's maybe 1,000 people. It's not, so like 6 a.m. town square, just anybody that walks by. So as soon as you guys walk by, Yuri steps up with a flyer out in hand and says, "Hey guys, have you heard about all the things going on around town? Support labor! Support labor!"
Thanks, Yuri. I take one and I push.
Oh, hey,
it in my
Vespa.
pocket. Hi, Yuri. You're out pretty early.
I went to the meeting yesterday at the Labor Lodge. God, it was so inspiring. I really believe in this movement, you know, and I really want us to succeed. So the more support we can get from anybody, it really makes a difference, you know?
Right, yeah. No, you need strong and all that. Did you see Farley while you were at that meeting?
Yeah, Farley was there, absolutely.
She was there?
Yeah.
Did you see where she went after?
No, she got called out early. She got some kind of urgent message. I don't know.
Urgent message?
Yeah, I'm sort of new in the labor union, so I wasn't really in the meeting per se.
Right.
But yeah, I did see them leave in kind of a hurry.
Okay.
Do you know who sent them the message or who delivered the message?
Nope.
Well, that's something. Keep an eye out. It just, sometimes people show up late to appointments, but if you see Farley, just let her know we're looking for her.
Okay, we'll do.
What
And
about direction? Do you know which way?
No, I was in the lodge, and you see the points to the lodge, and it's this big sort of wooden meeting hall across the way, and like I was inside, and I didn't really see where she left to. She out. There's only the one door, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, she just ran off, and I mean I didn't see her. I was doing a little thinking of my own last night. Gosh, I really think that like all of us together, we can really do more than any one of us alone, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
aren't you just the most helpful and union-forward young man? And she
Here,
puts
take
her
the
hand
flyer.
on his. She puts her hand on his head and like scratches behind his ears.
Jessica
And,
takes like
takes
3
the
more
flyer.
flyers. Yeah, I take like 3 more flyers. Like,
Why don't you give us a few more flyers and we'll hand them out for you too? Okay?
Oh, that would be great. That'd be so great. And you take these flyers, and they're truly just like there's no text or information on them.
good.
It's just a piece of paper with a print of a dog's paw in a fist like this.
did you make it?
Yeah, take a flyer. Absolutely. Yeah, I did. I made it myself last night.
Wow.
Nice.
Gotta go right on the counter when I get home. Everybody's gonna see it.
Yeah, take a flyer. Give them out. Support labor. And then he sees another person
Support
to go.
labor.
Yeah.
Personally, I prefer not to labor at all.
Well,
Gabriel just puts a hand on Yuri's shoulder and goes,
oh god.
persevere, my friend. Persevere. And then
Yeah,
pats
you
them
got-
in the...
You got it. Preserves are great.
Good luck. Oh, all right.
Oh,
Good
boy,
luck,
we
Yuri.
better get moving.
Don't fall in a hole or something.
Yeah, you walk across the town square past a fountain running in the middle of a sandy courtyard, and up to the labor lodge. And you walk in, it's empty. It's a big, large room, a lot of chairs that are kind of stacked up in one side. It's pretty much empty except for one horse behind a desk, writing, sort of like writing on paper and then sort of scratching things out and writing different stuff. This horse is dappled brown with a black mane and a white spot on his nose and a big red bandana around his thick neck.
We approach. Is there like a little bell on the desk?
No, it's a big wide. Have you ever seen like pictures of the Continental Congress? You know, like there was the one table that George Washington sat at, and then there was a bunch of chairs for all the delegates, like that.
Oh god.
Knock on the desk. Hello.
Oh, yes, hello. And you look, and he looks up at you, and he sort of gives a little mild shake of his head, and groans. And I would like everybody to roll medicine.
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 Oh my.
Oh wow. Why did that?
A 15.
Oh, I'm proficient in medicine.
Nice.
Cool.
Great.
Oh,
All right.
bleh.
And medicine is wisdom. I have a 1 to that, so that's a 19 for Serena.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
And
much
one
better
of
than my
those lovely
5.
mom vibes, I guess.
17 for Pepper.
17 for Pepper. But Winslow, how'd you do?
A 15.
Okay. Winslow, Pepper, Serena, you take a look, and everyone can kind of see that he's a little stiff, a little slow to move. The three of you guys spot he's got a black eye, and like a couple of like cuts around his neck and stuff, like some sort of fresh wounds. And you see him kind of glance up at you, and he moves very stiffly, almost as though, you know, something in his torso was not like moving in the proper way, or, you know, he's in pain.
Oh man, what happened to you?
Young man, how old are you?
Oh, I'll never tell.
Rizzo goes, oh, okay, nothing. It was a rough night, that's all I'll say. How can I help you folks?
Oh, well, first I think I can help you. Here, take this. And I reach into like a little pouch and I produce a good berry.
Oh, very nice. You hold it out like holding an apple out to a horse.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes,
Flat hand.
oh, he like sort of cups your hand with it in it and goes, oh, that's really nice of you, and then leans down and eats it out of your hand.
Well, that should make you feel a little bit better.
Oh, almost as though you could say like 1 hit point better. Yeah, absolutely. He does. Honestly, you give him better. He's like, I don't know about, you know, I'm not a healer. I'm not a doctor, par example, but like, I do feel a little bit better. Pepper, you're the only one who can see the black eye recede a little bit.
Good, yes.
Well, you know, if you have some frozen peas, you can put that bag right over your little black eye there, and it'll go away. Or
How do
it'll
you
help
freeze?
it at least.
How do you freeze peas? You can freeze
Put
stuff?
them on ice, I think.
You can get peas in freeze. You can get them in 4s. You can get them in 5s.
Listen,
Too.
that sounds like such a luxury, ma'am. But you know, I put a lot of my I've got a family to feed. I put a lot of resources into the movement. I just can't afford any kind of refrigeration device right now. Maybe once we get a proper doctor's office going in this town, maybe we'll put something over there. But just not a lot of resources to go around these days. You know what I mean?
Well, our medical system is just trash, if you ask me.
Absolutely. And then everyone stares into the camera. Rizzo says, but never mind me. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling okay. How can I help you folks?
Oh, well, we're looking for Farley. Actually, we had class this morning, and she. Well, we don't know
you're
what
her
she ran off
class.
to.
Of course, you're her glass blowing students. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome. Should have known. Yeah, we had a big meeting here last night. Corello, you, me, and Farley. We sat down to sort of hash out how we can possibly come back to the table after this mess. Try to strike some kind of deal between us. And we had a strategy. I'm working on my speech a little bit here, but we had this strategy cooking, and as we were planning it, Corello, you remember Farley had to leave for something urgent. I don't even remember what that was. Do you remember? Corello goes, no, all of a sudden her face just kind of changed, right? And she just had to leave. She told me she'd meet me later, but she ended up not coming back to the glass shop that night. I assumed I'd see her this morning at class. Rizzo says, oh, I don't know, that's kind of concerning. I don't remember where she went.
Do you remember what you were talking about when her expression changed?
No, just really, we were trying to cool down the leadership. A lot of hot heads here in the lodge that last night. A lot of people feeling hopped up after a successful movement down at the dig site, and people really felt the power was in our hands, and we were just trying to keep heads cool. And my lieutenant Philippa, she wasn't there either. I don't know if her head was too hot. She wasn't really present for that meeting either. There were a lot of hot heads, and people sort of took that different ways. We were talking about trying to get back in a room with the Baron and trying to hash out some kind of deal, and truly just in the middle of our negotiating strategy, she took an urgent message and didn't make it back last night.
How was the message delivered? Like a little page kid run in and say, Mister, Madam, hand off like a little piece of paper?
No, actually, I didn't see anybody like that. That's a good point. I don't know how the message was delivered. That's a really, that's interesting.
So out of nowhere, she was just like, I have a message, and then dipped.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about it at the time. You're right.
Well, there are certain magical means to deliver a message.
I'm not into any of that. Rizzo's like, I don't mess with any of that kind of magic stuff. I know. That's not my area, not my department.
Vespa's like walking around the room, like doing, like when she thinks, I think her passive thing to do is she just slowly starts pocketing things.
Yeah, sure.
Like not important things like pens and paper clips and stuff, like, but this is like, she doesn't realize she's doing it. So she's like,
Love it.
in the process of like, she's got her thinking cap on and she's like,
Yeah.
It's not normal for somebody to just leave a room unless something really good or bad happened. And I feel like if something good happened, she probably would have told somebody. So this is giving me the inkling that maybe something bad's afoot.
Oh, I sure hope not. There's already so much going on. You know, we're supposed to have a meeting. We did set a meeting. I think she set a meeting at noon between the two parties. So, it was supposed to be at the. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm looking through my notes. Where is it supposed to be? He says, I think we were supposed to meet outside the tavern and then find a sort of table somewhere. I think we have plenty of space here, and he gestures around, but I think the Baron's probably going to be more comfortable on neutral ground, don't you think? And he gives a big eye roll.
Yeah. Well, you know how those kinds are. Anyway, interesting. And you said that Philippa wasn't there either?
Yeah, she left after our, right after the movement, we came back here and had a big rally for our entire membership. And, I saw her during that, but after the room cleared out, we were supposed to stay and have a sort of leadership meeting, and she wasn't there. I thought, I don't know where, she must have left with the crowd. I thought that was a little strange.
Have you seen her since?
No, I haven't seen her this morning either. She was, again, supposed to come in early and sort of help me strategize this. She's a big part of my process. She's a good friend of mine. I can't imagine where she'd be.
Two people who are not where they should be. Something is afoot.
Well, there's only so many places to go here in town, so let's put our heads together and figure out what the possibilities could be. Obviously, they came to the Labor Lodge, and then they went somewhere after that. So if you were going to have a super top secret meeting that you didn't want anyone to know about, where would you go?
Rizzo goes, I don't really know where you'd have any kind of secret meeting. Pepper?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Serena. Serena, roll insight.
Yay! More rolling. I love rolling. All right.
Those currently just trying to put their heads together. Like,
heads together.
That's what you want, right?
Okay, so that is intelligence. So that's an 11 for Serena, right? Or no, that's wisdom. Sorry, that's still a 1 though. So it's still an 11. Changes nothing.
Yeah, Rizzo. It seems like something about having like a secret place in town makes Rizzo uncomfortable. And he goes, I don't know where you'd have any kind of secret meeting. I'm trying to do everything as above board as possible. Keeping the secrets is how we got into this mess in the first place. The Baron's up there keeping secrets how much profit he's making off of our land. And he pokes his chest and he kind of winces. He goes, sorry, I get a little heated.
That's all
an
right.
interesting
Just
time.
take a few deep breaths and count to 10. I'm very good at managing anger.
I can't do a whinny, but that's what it does.
All I'm suggesting is that maybe there's some place to have a more private conversation. Not that, they were deliberately trying to keep things secret.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a shame. Secrets can be very useful.
I think Rizzo's gonna roll insight on you. Fucking deception, I guess?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Pepper, roll deception.
Alright, cool. I mean, I'm not lying about anything, but
No, I know, but you're saying it in a deceptive kind of. You're saying it in a way that's like.
9?
Yeah, great. Rizzo's like, you're an odd little cat. Has anybody ever told you that?
I love secrets.
Yeah. I don't. I think none of us benefit from keeping secrets, especially on the long term, you know?
You know, you say that until you've got like 26 brothers like me, and a secret is extremely useful.
Oh,
in
I
such a
do absolutely
situation.
get if you have a big family.
Oh
I do
my
understand
goodness.
See,
that.
that's
tell
what I'm
you.
talking about.
I was one full of 3, and that was even a lot for me.
My brother
actually.
Vinny and then my brother Vincent, different names, weird, I know.
Different names. Your mom.
They were
Whew.
keeping secrets from each other for like a whole 2 days, and they're twins, you know? And that's
They're twins and their names are Vinny and Vincent.
Let me tell you, when you have 27 children, you run out of, and they're all V names.
Vinny, Vincent, Anthony, Tony, Dominic,
Tony.
Dom.
I imagine you start running out of letters after a while.
Yeah.
Valentino, Valentine.
Yeah.
Valentina, the sister.
Yeah, some of my brothers worked down at the mine. Actually, they were talking. They came in with pretty hot heads last night too. So I understand where you're coming from. We're gonna poke around if you see Tolly or Telephone.
Yeah, I think Rizzo says, "Oh, are your brothers all right? Did they made it out okay?"
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Maybe a couple scrapes and bruises, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing too
I feel,
serious.
I feel
Here,
that.
here,
You know.
take this good berry home to them, and I just give a couple more good
Okay,
berries to
okay.
Vespa.
I mean, she's just gonna start eating them.
You know the strawberry candies that
Grandma's
have no
house.
label.
Yes,
you
it's
don't know where
that.
they're
It's,
from,
it's
but, like,
absolutely
grandma's always
strawberry
having them.
candies.
That's what those good berries are to me.
That's so funny.
Apple Worth is original.
Oh yeah, I love
Where do you keep getting these berries from?
Well, I just said I like secrets,
I ain't
so I'm not going to tell you.
Gabriel turns to Pepper and just gives the saddest cow eyes.
Oh.
Oh, all will be revealed in time, Gabriel.
Very well then.
I think at this point Serena turns to Rizzo and gives him a little gentle pat on the arm and says, well, you should take care of yourself. Do something about that black eye and the fact that you're very, very hurt. After all, a maimed protester can't continue to protest, and you want to keep doing that, right?
Yeah. And he stands up. No, he's like, no, that's good enough for the membership, but the leadership is. And he stands and he winces. Ah. And he grips his chest and he sits back down in his chair and he goes, I won't overdo it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for all the information. We should get going now. We have a bunch of places to look for someone. I think.
All right. Best of luck, I suppose. Yeah. We really need Farley here. It's I don't know how it'll go without her.
Are you planning on being here all day, just in case one of them shows up?
He says, I'll be here for the next few hours at least. I might have
Cool.
to go look for Philip.
We'll keep an eye out for them too.
All right. The clock outside chimes 7 a.m.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And back out into the town square. What's the next stop, gang?
Well,
I would like to pursue this magical message line of thinking. Pepper, as someone who knows a little bit of magic, could I maybe discern who else in town might have that ability?
Yes. Roll Arcana.
All right. Actually not proficient in Arcana, so
Hilarious.
how this goes.
even better.
8.
8. No. Everyone else's magic in town sucks, and yours is great.
Yeah, well, I didn't send the message, so.
Go ahead.
I have a question. As somebody who's acquainted with the underworld of this small town, of just like the underground tips and happenings, would I happen to know of not secret rooms, but at least I imagine those are secret for a reason, secret passageways that may or areas that I'm I was told don't go there or something along those lines?
Yes. Yes. Roll.
this can fall under. My background is an urchin, and so my background feat is city secrets, which is like I know how the patterns of the city flow, and I can get us around the city quickly. But I would wonder if that could also apply to like layout of city.
Yes. So I think you know a couple of secret passages. Here's what I'll give you about this. I think on a previous excursion, scoping out those passages, you met in those same passages a wolf. This wolf tends to wear the crest of the House of Gashek, which is a little signet with a crab. And I don't know if you know. Actually, roll. This will be just roll a charisma check.
Oh my god, this is going to jail. It's a natural one. In jail it goes.
On a natural one, there was definitely an encounter with this wolf whose name you did not get, where they confronted you and growled in your face and said, "These passages are not for you."
We should go there. An unsafe space.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. They discussed like the thing that I think would have brought this about was like the secret room mentioning, and I think that got the wheels turning, and then also magical messages. Like I don't know nothing about magic, but like I know that there are ways to get messages around discreetly, and discreetly secret rooms, bada bing.
Yeah,
my brain
absolutely.
Is just thinking of the cans attached to the string.
Yes, exactly. We follow the string.
Cool. Well, I think, the biggest clue to find that guy, they were clearly wearing a uniform of the Baron's personal guard.
So maybe we should go poke around the Baron's house or establishment.
Oh, it's a manor.
Oh boy, oh boy.
It's far and away from the center of town, but I think that's a good bet. You head up the drive, sort of this long, winding, carriageway with like deep wooden grooves, deep grooves in the dirt where the wooden wheels clack over. As you walk up the hill, you see like a lawn of hedgerows in the middle of a desert, my dude. Like, the amount of water that goes into maintaining this lawn has to be absurd.
Wasteful.
Big, opulent house up on the hill that can it's a bit of a hike up the hill there. It's like a little bit of an incline, and from up here, you can see the town below. You can also see far in the distance, like the peaks of machinery up at the dig site, up at the quarry. And the Baron's Manor can see all. You walk up the grove to the portcullis and knock on the door. Corella goes, guys, I was here yesterday. Maybe the home staff will recognize me. She knocks on the door, and they open it up and go, "Oh yes, Miss Corella, please follow me." And they bring you into the foyer where you guys are invited to take a seat on cushioned chairs.
Vespa's got twitchy
and
hands.
immediately Serena's like, excuse me, would you mind giving us some water? My friend Winslow here is very hungover and they really need a glass.
Yes, of course. And this like possum in like a black coat and tails and like an old west kind of bow tie with like the long kind of ribbon strings. He's like, right away, and sort of
While you're at it, why not get me a saucer of cream?
And a saucer of cream for the manger one. And walks up.
Wow.
And
I cough up a hairball.
Winslow's just like,
I was in a hangover. Is that what this headache is from? I don't.
Yeah. It's usually caused because you need a little more hydration in your system. That's all.
We do live in a desert. It'll do that,
just side eyes the volley.
Winslow, can you roll?
Oh God.
like an investigation check. I think is a funny check.
11.
Yeah, you've got bruises in weird places and like something on like, you know, the back of your thigh, like
God.
a little bit of like rug burn down your chest. Like
Certainly side-eyeing the golem.
the golem just goes,
Oh God.
the possum butler comes back, bringing a large, like, crystal jug of water and many glasses for each of you, and leans over to Pepper and goes, and a saucer of cream for Miss Squish. Slowly puts the saucer down in front of you. Hands behind back, impeccable posture, lifts up the bottom of his foot where the hairball stuck to it.
Oh God.
I shall clean this immediately.
Oh God.
I just smile at him.
Intimidation.
Hell yeah.
Oh God.
I'm proficient in intimidation.
Of course you are. You're a feral cat. Of course you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. Not my best roll. 13.
Oh no. That's okay. I think I'll roll for him too. Let's see. Yeah. You sort of he's like stares you down. He like turns away to leave, but like gyroscopically still catching your eye, and like you just hold that smile with. And the eyes drift a little that way, but it's like a long, slow walkout.
Serena busies herself like pouring water for everyone and like is handing out glasses. And when she gets to Winslow, she's like, "Now remember, you should drink slowly. If you drink too fast, you know, wouldn't be good for you."
Serena, roll sleight of hand.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pour it on someone's head. Oh God. Actually, no, I'm not. On the yarn golem accidentally. I actually rolled a 19 on the die. And
Okay.
the sleight of hand is dex, right?
Yes.
So that'd be like a 21 because she's got
Oh, wow.
dex. Yeah.
So yeah, it takes a lot of your concentration, but I think like you're trying to be motherly and like sort of hide a little bit how like this is a heavy crystal pitcher, but you slowly, carefully like pour it, taking your time. But I think it takes like all of your concentration to do so.
She's like gritting her teeth and like trying not to shake because she didn't realize how heavy this is gonna be.
Yeah, it's a little bit shaking, but no spills, thank goodness.
Woo!
Nice job.
That's talent right there.
As you sort of get settled, you hear a door deep in the manor slam open, and fast clumping footsteps headed up to the foyer, and sort of steaming out from the back room in a huff is this big boar with huge like curling tusks, brown fur, a perpetual furrow in his brow, wearing a blue hat with a shield on it. This is Griggs. And he sort of stomps up and he's muttering to himself, "Don't let me do my job. I'll just show him everything else."
Oh, well, you know what they say, when you make a face like that, it'll get stuck that way.
What do you know about it?
Oh my, someone's
No.
fancy today.
There's no need to talk to the lady that way.
Do you know who you're talking to?
Yeah,
Greg, security man?
It says your name on your shirt, so yeah.
That's right. I'm the head of security, and don't you forget it.
Already forgotten.
Poor Winslow has some memory troubles. Pat's Winslow.
He goes, "Just keep it in line," and then he takes off his hat, slams it on the ground, stomps on it, and then walks out of the front door.
I'm a steal a hat.
Roll sleight of hand.
Cool. Sleight of hand is. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. All right, there we go. It's an 18.
Nice. Yeah, you see the door opening up for the possum butler to come back in, and with your little raccoon foot, just kind of slide it under and pick it up for you. Yeah, you got a police hat.
Cool.
Nice.
Put that in the pile of things I have taken.
The possum comes back and says, Baron Pianashik will see you now.
Cool.
And gestures back, takes you back to the Baron's meeting room. The Baron is there. The Baron's a fox, an orange fox with a blue cravat, wearing pince-nez glasses down at the end of their snout. Very sort of fancy leathers that have never seen the sun, a bleached white linen undershirt, sort of sitting in a cushioned chair, almost throne-like at this, sort of meeting table. Very much lounging, kind of back like this. He goes, I really couldn't say what his problem was, could you? And looks over, there's two advisors. There's a wolf with a toothpick standing out of his mouth and a spiked collar, wearing leather armor with a blue, a blue sort of standard in front with the same symbol of that crab. And there's also a jackal standing who stands almost like head and shoulders with you, Gabriel. Just like super tall, like head and shoulders above the others, standing in the corner, pinned straight with like a tablet of some kind, taking notes on the meeting. And the jackal sort of says, never in control of his emotions, that one. It's going to get the better of him someday. And the wolf just goes, if only we could get him to point it in the right direction. I never could deal with that one. And the Baron goes, oh, look, we have guests. Welcome back, Corello. Did we not speak to you enough yesterday evening? Corello goes, Corello sort of, grabs for a hat to instinctually take off in the Baron's presence, and then, there isn't one, and awkwardly, puts her hands down here. It's like, yes, my lord, I'm sorry to intrude. These are Farley students. Gestures to all of you. Everybody roll performance.
My hat is staying on my head.
I think,
Pepper, roll
Serena's
performance
gonna-
with disadvantage.
Hell yeah.
I think Serena's gonna pop a little curtsy, not the thing where you hold the skirts up, but the one where you just sort of plie.
Yeah, sure.
So. Oh wow.
20.
Nice.
16.
Performance is charisma, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I rolled the 17 minus 1.
That's an 11 for Serena.
Okay.
I got a 22.
Nice.
7.
Excellent. So, some of you do, genuine genuflecting. Vespa, you're just always so charismatic. Hi. Pulling out the bottom hem of your jacket in a little curtsy, Gabrielle, you just take a big sweeping show bow, which is kind of the same to everyone that you meet. So it's just always the same amount of showmanship, but it's very formal when it needs to be. Pepper, I think you just link.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. And the Baron goes, charmed, I'm sure. What can I help you, darlings, with?
Well, we showed up for class this morning, and Bobby didn't show up, so we were wondering, you were one of the few last people to talk to her, so figured
The Baron looks over to the wolf and goes, Farley, late for a meeting. Bad precedent. And the wolf kind of grins, chuckles a little bit to himself.
Is this the wolf that I met?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
You look over to try to suss that out, and the wolf catches your eye.
Oh,
and I think roll insight.
oh boy. Let's do this other pink dice, since that one's in jail. Okay, that's a 14. It's not too bad.
Okay. Yeah, I think this wolf clocks you and also remembers that moment, but isn't about to really bring it up. But you clock each other. You remember that moment, and I think there's like an eyebrow raised from the wolf, and it's like, oh, that raccoon, you know?
Oh, I wish to leave.
Do not perceive me.
Yes.
Hide check. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So they go, well, the Baron goes, well, I certainly didn't see Farley after she left last night. She came here first, of course, as was our prerogative, and had a lovely little chat about coming back to the table with our labor forces. The wolf kind of, lifts a lip in a snarl. The jackal stays just impassive and just truly just taking notes, even though the Baron is like talking to the two of them back and forth, almost like holding court. The Baron says, well, I myself went to the tavern after that meeting, did a little gambling myself.
Yeah, I remember seeing you and your entourage last night.
Yeah, I think everybody who was at the bar, which I don't know if that was all of you.
I don't know.
But everyone who was at the bar, you can roll history. Yeah, history is good. And Winslow roll with disadvantage.
Ooh,
14.
Okay.
18.
16.
Okay.
8.
Nice.
Well,
Okay, well, still pretty good. Sometime early in the night, most of you remember seeing the Baron around the table with a few other guys, truly playing cards. And that was sort of, as far as you guys can recall, probably between like 8 and 11 last night.
Okay. Was he there with these two, people next to him?
How high did you roll?
16.
You rolled pretty high. Yes, with a 16, you remember... Who was there? No, you don't remember seeing either of these two people there. With a 16, I'll say and because you've clocked this wolf before, I think that how do I say this? The way that they're standing, the sort of there's a bodyguard kind of stance to this wolf. It's standing kind of close to the Baron. The Baron is constantly tossing the ball conversationally back to the wolf. These two seem like a pair that they would be separate sort of things in your mind.
Okay.
And no, you don't remember seeing the jackal there at all. There were several other people at the tavern with the Baron, but none of them were at the table. The Baron says, It was a lovely little meeting. I thought everything would be sorted. I went for a night of gambling. We came back here, right? Didn't we, Irden? And the wolf sort of nods and then blushes a little bit and turns their head away, and the Baron says, "Yes, we came back here after the tavern for a lovely evening. We didn't see Farley for sure. It wasn't us."
Wasn't you? What wasn't you?
I don't know. Whatever seems to have, wherever Farley is, wasn't with us. What am I? Her keeper? She has made that abundantly clear that I am not.
Can we insight check that?
Yeah. Is this like a lover's quarrel? Does he have a crush on her?
Sure.
I will help whoever's insight checking.
Yeah.
They can roll.
Oh no, that's a nat one.
18.
Okay.
Woo!
Pepper, you look from the fox back to the wolf, back to the fox, and you can see that they're hiding something, but the wolf is not hiding. It's not I know exactly where Farley was hiding. It's, oh god, I hope the Baron doesn't say what we were doing hiding.
I see.
And the Baron's like, yes, wasn't it a lovely evening here then? And the wolf kind of goes, stop. Yes, it was nice. Stop. We don't know where Farley is.
Well, yes, I suppose we can let sleeping wolves lie on that point of questioning.
Ha. Is that the phrase?
Yeah,
What,
I seem to recall it being the phrase.
Yeah, it's the phrase.
All right, well, and the Baron goes, there wasn't a lot of sleeping either. And looks over at the jackal.
my.
The jackal completely stoned.
Oh, God.
Like, no reaction.
Well, that wasn't quite the answer we were expecting.
Did Farley tell you anything about maybe where she was going to go after? I know she was meeting with others after your meeting, but did she mention any other plans?
She mentioned she was going to talk to Rizzo and them next, and she would meet us tomorrow, tomorrow, which is now today, outside of the tavern at noon.
Well,
That's what I understood. The jackal says, we are supposed to come up with a competing offer to bring to them. And the Baron goes, oh, yes, I thought about doing that, but I simply think my first offer was my best offer. I don't know if we're going to get any better. It seems unrealistic.
wow.
I think Serena reaches into her bag and pulls out her little stress ball and starts giving it a squeeze. Just like,
Roll athletics.
oh God. Oh, that's a natural one. Plus, like, whatever.
It's only 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. This is your stress ball for the day, and it's already popped.
She's just like, she just keeps squeezing it, even though it's not gonna do anything because it's exploded. Like,
Here, dear, eat a
so
good
dry.
berry.
It explodes in a puff of white powder, and you just go, okay. And you wipe your hands off and you reach into your purse for another one.
Yeah. And she's just like, she just goes, okay. Well, if you didn't treat the proletariat like they were expendable, they would be fine.
Darling, the people in this town work for me.
Oh.
I'm here to say I pay them a perfectly livable wage, but I need them to do the job that they have been hired to do. It is simply a matter of supply and demand. Now, let me explain to you supply.
You know what? We
Very
actually have
simple
a
concept.
meeting. We have another thing we gotta do. It's great talking to you.
Thank you for your time.
She's like rubbing Serena's back, knowing that like she's
Thank
getting
you for your
worked
time,
up.
sir.
Serena's trying to go through the
we
steps
will-
of like breathing.
We will go find Farley.
We'll see our own way out. We got this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, all right, lovelies, toodaloo. And I want everybody to roll perception as you leave.
Oh God.
There's a trap. No, I'm just kidding.
College
Could you
will-
imagine?
It's a trap.
12.
Perception
12.
is wisdom. That's a +1. Dirty 20.
Nice.
16.
13.
So Serena, on all of your way out, you're kind of the last one trailing, and you hear, now, I don't know what we're doing about Griggs. We're going to have to hire a new head of security, and then the door closes behind you.
Oh my. When the door closes, she takes one of the posters she was given and slaps it on the door. Pro labor, and then walks back towards the group.
Sure. You walk back down the hill towards the town square. The clock chimes 8 a.m. just as you get back to town. And as you do, you still see Yuri kind of handing out flyers to no one. A couple of people walk past like, I already got one, bud. And you see a little girl with big brown bunny ears in a page boy cap runs up to Yuri and is speaking to him hushedly.
Can I try to listen in or
Yeah. Do you want to do it sneakily, or do you just want to straight up walk up?
I think I want to do it sneakily because I feel like if I just walk up, they'll stop talking.
Sure, roll stealth.
All right, let's go.
What time did you say it was? Sorry, while we're doing that.
8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock.
Okay, so what's that?
Got a noon
Woo,
meeting.
woo, woo. It's a 17.
Nice.
4 hours.
Yeah, you walk up and you sort of slink behind a barrel, slink behind a wooden cart, stand up really tall behind a shovel. You know, sneak up past, and you sort of creep behind the fountain where Yuri's standing. And yeah, this little bunny girl says, yeah, everybody gotta come quick. The old Logan just came back, and he says he found something, and he said it was really important, and he paid me like 1 copper piece to go tell everybody. And Yuri goes, nice job, Trini. You're doing good work. And he pulls out another copper piece. Here's another copper. Trini goes, and takes it out and chomps it with a little bunny chomp. Yeah, puts it in her hat. And he goes, all right, go round up, go tell Rizzo. We'll round up everybody else. Yeah, go ahead. And Trini goes, you got it. And she runs off towards the labor lodge, and trailing behind her is like a mouse in a little brown vest and a little pork pie hat, and like, you know, sort of trudging along behind her, and then trudging along behind them, walking really slowly with like a wide-eyed look, is a little chipmunk, like a tiny chipmunk, just holding like a blue, like a faded blanket kind of over one shoulder. It's just like, and they trudge off towards the labor lodge.
As they're
Those
walking
kids are
away,
having their own
Serena leans
adventure.
into Winslow. Oh, sorry. Serena leans into Winslow and says, "I want to be your friend. We have a blanket like you."
Don't recognize them.
Cape.
Roll history. 14. The little chipmunk looks over at your yarn golem and sucking on a thumb. And the yarn golem waves back and then looks up at you and just does.
Oh my god, so popular.
That's precious.
Amazing.
Apparently they know each other, though.
I sneak back over to the party and relay what I've heard and say maybe we should follow up on this.
Who was it that said that?
Trini referred to him as Old Logan, and everybody can give me a history check to know who Old Logan is.
Okay, all of Logan.
10.
Okay.
19.
16.
Nice. Oh
I'm
wow,
getting
high
a lot of
rolls.
16s.
18.
Okay, practically everyone. Which makes total sense. Everybody around town knows Old Logan, the salty fisherman.
Of course.
He was actually at the tavern last night. You remember him also gambling with the Baron. But he must have gone to bed early so that he could get out on his fishing trawler early. That dude is always, always the last one to leave the tavern, also the first one up in the morning. What a guy.
Respect.
And yeah, it sounds like he dragged something in from his trawler that everybody should need to see.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
I don't like the sound of that either.
Let's go.
Let's find Old Logan.
Yeah, a crowd sort of, a mild crowd sort of follows you down to the beach, where Old Logan has. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say I think Serena trying to fit in with all the this little gossip discussion that's having. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what I heard? I heard that the Baron was going to fire that angry boar. You know, the one whose face is stuck that way. Griggs, I think his name is. But yeah.
Actually, I think it's Greg.
Sure, yes.
That's such a good bit. Keep going. Yeah, there's sort of a stream of people heading down to the beach to see what Old Logan brought in, and I'm now gonna shift over to that map.
Whoa!
You see a crowd of people gathering on the beach. You see over here. You see that the wolf has traveled down the hill and sort of bounded down. You know how they could have beat you here. Who's to say? Maybe taking some kind of secret paths. The boar is also here. Griggs is also here, trying to maintain a police line, not wearing his hat, and some people just being like, "Stay back, very important." Blah, 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 blah. You see here a ram you see the kids, after having told everyone, sort of clamber up onto this rock here. You see Rizzo, who has found Philippa, this bear, who is his lieutenant at the Union Lodge. They sort of give each other a look like this is the first time they've seen each other all day. They like sort of run into each other at this thing. Yuri also crowds around. You see old Logan here standing by his fishing ship and sort of, with an upset look in his eye, because here on the beach, laid out as nicely as possible, is Farley.
No!
She's not moving.
That's not good.
Everyone is sort of murmuring very sadly. Everyone knows Farley in town. And there's a large, solemn crowd gathering at the police line Griggs is sort of attempting to enforce.
So when they see this, Serena immediately does like full on like that telenovela gasp and like grabs onto Gabriel and is like, like horrified at the situation, the entire situation.
Corello full on wails and runs forward to sort of get close to Farley, and Griggs is kind of like, I mean, we need you to stay back, man. We need to maintain the integrity of the scene. And Corello goes, really, dude? Really?
Can I distract the police officer so that Corello can go up? Can I do that?
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go up and I don't know. She's probably going to run up and like try to like push around him, like she's trying to get past him, but like she's very much doing it to like push past, like she's trying to get like move him with her in a way to kind of distract him from Corello, letting him slack past.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and give me what kind of role would you like to do here? I could see deception. I could see athletics if you're trying to shove him. You tell me what you want to, what kind of tactic.
Let's do deception, because I'm just like, oh wow, what's going on over there? Wow, I can't see.
Great. Well, he's gonna roll insight against that, but I gotta say, wisdom's not that high.
Woo! Okay. Plus deception is a 17.
Yeah. He goes, ma'am, we're trying to enforce the police line. We need to pay respect. We need to get.
I can't see very well. Like, what happened? I just see like a big crowd of people. Like,
ma'am, you need to stay back, please.
And
it's important that we maintain.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. And Corello sort of like tiptoes past. Everyone else can kind of see it, but I don't think anybody else cares as much as Griggs about this police line, and sort of like kneels in the sand, next to Farley. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that Vespa is otherwise occupied during the scene. But what would the rest of y'all like to do?
I'm gonna take my hat off. And partially as a display of respect, but also because inside my hat pops a little lizard. A tiny little brown anole. And I go,
oh yeah?
All right, buddy. You get in there. And I'm just gonna let the anole down and crawl on the ground to see through its eyes and get a closer look at Farley.
Cool. Hold on. I'm gonna get you a little...
My little guy!
Little lizard! So this is the thing that you can do with your familiar, right? You can like see through its eyes and stuff.
Yes.
Cool. You get on up in there. So I would say you can roll investigation, and since you're right up on it, I will give you +2.
Nice.
Does anybody else want to investigate Farley?
Could I pitch medicine instead, actually?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would say medicine or investigation. Either one would be fine for this.
Beautiful.
While this is happening, Gabriel is crying and there are tears coming out over their masks, so you just go, no. and pat Serena. They're like at the same time patting Serena, just kind of like
Yeah, Serena, I don't know if you're going to do anything about this in this moment, but I would say your overwhelming emotion is probably sadness rather than usual.
So I think in this moment, like she just takes a moment to, like, the shock hits her, and she is still holding on to Gabrielle because Gabrielle is just such a source of like the biggest thing here, very stable, and she just, her eyes water up and she gets real sad. And when that happens, she hasn't typed it. Give me 1 second. I gotta look.
Yeah.
See
I also looked.
And I think just like it's a very kind of, she's gonna, a very sad sort of wind kicks up. It's not like brutal or anything, but it's just like it's like a puff of like sad, my heart will go on kind of energy in this wind. Maybe Sarah McLachlan's playing on the wind or something. Like she's casting Gust, the cantrip Gust.
You too can adopt a cow.
Yep. There we go.
Incredible. I think an aura of, grief sort of spreads from Serena and picks up a few like bystanders in the crowd. I think it picks up Yuri, who was kind of standing off to the side. I don't know if, you've never seen him around the shop. I don't know how well he knew Farley, but all of a sudden he does big puppy tears sort of dripping down as he gets swept up in your aura. How did we do on investigation rolls, folks?
I got a 17 for medicine.
17 medicine. Winslow, how'd you do?
8 for investigation.
An 8? That's okay. Okay. On an 8 investigation, here's what you see, Winslow. You step up, and the first thing that happens is sort of like your boots crunch. Farley has been caught up on the beach and sort of have surrounded by like little rocks and pebbles and crab shells and different little bits and bobs around the body, where Logan has sort of deposited her. You hear old Logan sort of muttering in the background. It's like, I ran aground on a brand new sandbar out there. Didn't know what I'd find. Had to stop off, make sure my boat wasn't damaged, and there she was. Found her right out there, half buried in the sand. Tweren't right. Thought I'd bring her in. Thought I'd pay her proper respects, as it were. You can see that she has several wounds on her body. She's got little cuts sort of all over her face and her arms and her shoulders. She's got several wounds, bruises on her face, on her chest, on her arms. She's also got it's a really unique kind of wound. There's 2 parallel flat puncture wounds right in the sternum, side by side. And that's what I'll give you on an 8 investigation. On a 17 medicine, you get a little bit more. Pepper, you get your face right up in there, right? Because you're in the lizard. Does the lizard have a name?
Well, I mean, if it does, I don't think I know it.
Okay, excellent. What do you call the lizard?
I think it changes every time. Right now it's Cuthbert.
Okay, Cuthbert gets right up in there, right close. You can tell that the bruising is like big welts. It looks like, someone who may have gotten in a fight. They look pretty similar to Rizzo's bruises, actually. You can see that they're like those little slashing cuts that Rizzo's also got those. You examine the bruises. You can see that they're big, intense, like smacks from, with a wind up. And as you're scuttling around, you glance down at Griggs's belt. He may not have his hat on, but he still has his police truncheon. You can see that there's this big double puncture wound, and that's such a unique wound that, like, you know, it's clean. It's almost like a blade, but two blades, and they're parallel. And since you're in a lizard body, you can really get up to them, and you can see that they're not like crossing. It's not like one and then another from an angle. It's like two parallel straight through. As you crawl back, as Cuthbert crawls back to your side, you're so low to the ground that you can spot the ashes from some kind of cigarette or smoked thing that had sort of been that have fallen off the body, that sort of like were trapped in her coat and fell off when her body was placed. You also spot a little you hear that old Logan says something about a sandbar, and you look out to the sandbar, and indeed there is like a strip of beach sort of out in, like, you know, I would say, you know, like just past the safety line where you would swim in like a lake or something. You know, there's a brand new sandbar, but when you take a glance out that way, you spot, like, on a rock, there's like a carving, and then you crawl over to the carving, and it just says, "The street rats was here," and then you glance back to the kids, and the kids see the lizard crawling over to their graffiti, and the kids go, "Ah, ah, ah."
All right.
Wait, oh, you're on a 17 too? 17 medicine.
Yeah.
So yes, that is what you find in your investigation here.
Interesting.
Vespa, it's at this point that Griggs sort of turns around and says, and is like, yes, we're trying to keep the sanctity of this body. We're trying to, for the investigation, you know, it would be very bad if anybody tampered with, or, you know, heaven forbid that sand forbid that these talks go under now that Farley's not here to run them. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who's to say?
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aw, that's an 11.
With an 11, this dude, who's to say whether he had a hand in it or not, but he's certainly not upset about it. Everyone else seems really upset, and this dude is all matter of business. He's trying to enforce rules on this, like, moment of everyone else. Like, you can see Rizzo and Philippa sort of like, murmuring hushedly on one side, like really worried, but also still clearly mourning. Griggs is the only guy who's really not mourning.
So, does Serena see this? Is this something that we all see, or is this just specific?
This is just Vespa, I think.
Okay, this is just Vespa that noticed. Got it.
Yeah. So Serena, and Gabrielle too. You know, you guys. What do you do in this moment?
Gavrie's just gonna step up and go, who's going to run the investigation?
Griggs kind of goes, well, me, of course, might. And he points to, and the hat's not there. And Iridan, the wolf, kind of sneers and goes, yeah, I don't know if it should be you, big guy. And Griggs goes, I'm still the security chief around here. I know my job. It's to keep people safe. I know that. I know.
And Gabriel just goes, but your job as security officer in the middle of a stressful situation puts a bias on you. You're on a different band. You're a part of the conflict that's been going on in town that Farley was trying to mediate. We need a new outsider.
Corello sort of wipes away tears and stands up from Farley's side and kind of goes, I guess it should be me, right?
We're not gonna let you do that alone.
Insight.
Okay. That is a 15.
She goes, yes, it'll be really. We as Farley students will take care of it. We're not on either side of this conflict, and we'll get to the bottom of what's happened. And she leans down to you and goes, "Thank you."
Give her a little pat on the head.
I think like hearing Griggs talk about being security and keeping people safe, like Serena's like wiping tears from her face, and she starts getting really angry about that. She's like, you're such a good security guard. Somebody died on your watch. And she moves past Gabrielle and starts getting into Griggs' face.
Oh.
You're not good at your job. You don't deserve this. What good are you? You're obviously working for the man. This looks so bad.
Foolish girl, it's more complicated than that. Every day on these streets, it's a battlefield.
It's
I'm
so
just trying to keep everyone
complicated. So you will let someone die like this?
Yeah, are you doing any magical things in this moment as a motion person, or?
I think she, at this point, she's, I think prestidigitation allows you to cast a booming voice.
Okay.
So, like, her voice gets louder without even her realizing it as she casts prestidigitation. So, like,
Yeah.
it's now being broadcast for everyone to hear.
I think a couple of other people crowd away, but Griggs's nostrils on his snout just flare. And he goes, "Foolish girl. Sticking your nose into business that is so beyond you. You think you can just yell loudly and get what you want?" He yells in your face.
Oh, God.
Gabrielle steps forward. Oh, go ahead.
And no, after you.
Gabrielle steps forward and goes and puts a hand like in between them and goes, "Security Officer Griggs, please keep a leash on your temper. The lady is obviously upset because our teacher just died."
Griggs, and the crowd, I think, can you roll persuasion, actually?
Yes. Let me check what my persuasion is.
Right, you're a charisma guy. The way of the masked monk is a charisma monk, so.
21.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah. The
Nice.
entire crowd around you is like, sort of murmurs and is like, "Yeah, they're right. Why is he being such a jerk?" And Greg sees that he like looks around at the crowd, that the crowd's turning on him, and he goes, "Forget all of you," and storms past you and leaves. And he's gone.
As a last like little FU when his back is turned, Serena kind of peers over Gabrielle's arm or hand or whatever and sticks her tongue out at him like, like.
Serena, will you give me a quick investigation roll, please?
Okie doke.
Thanks.
Ah, crap! I dropped it. Not in the tray.
Well,
Oh,
if it's bad, then it doesn't count. If it's good, it does count.
Yeah, that's a. Let's see, it's intelligence, so that's a 3. It's a big fat 3 from Serena.
A 3?
Yes.
There's something else about Farley that like strikes you as odd, but you can't quite place what.
I think knowing, like, following that instinct, she's going to, like, after having her little moment of F this stupid guy, she's gonna go to Gabrielle and be like, I don't think something's right about this body.
Gabrielle's going to turn and look at and approach Farley, and as they do so, they kneel for a moment, kind of to pay their respects, and then I guess I roll investigation.
Yeah. Please.
Which I have a big fat 0 in as a mod.
Can I help?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Roll with advantage.
Excellent.
That's a 4.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, Gabrielle, obviously something's wrong with the body. She's dead.
Duh.
Listen, Rob.
How could anybody think straight or notice things at a time like this?
Oh god.
Gabrielle is too distraught. They're just like they start waving their arms like.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see details on the body with the spotlight shining so brightly on you.
It's weird how it does that all the time.
And then Gabrielle's just gonna make a bellow of grief and just gonna be very dramatic.
Vespa will go.
And just shout, "What foul being has done this to our teacher.
Vespa will go over to Winslow and like put a hand on their shoulder. You doing all right, bud?
It's just so early in the day for this kind of thing.
You're right. This stuff usually happens after lunch.
At least, I mean, come on.
Jeez.
It
I
didn't
feel
look
ya.
There's those 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Just-
what's up with that? I kind of grabbed a glance at that real quick.
I
seems weird.
don't really understand it. I just noticed all the wounds. They were similar to our friend over there. Yeah.
The horse.
Yeah.
Vespa.
Yes.
Vespa.
Yes.
In the moment when you ask Winslow about that, you remember another weird parallel thing. You remember that moment when you were intimidated in the secret passageways, that wolf pulled a sword on you and growled and told you not to come back in here. And you glance over to Iridan's side, and they have a big, wide scabbard hanging from their belt.
Okay. Was there anything particularly strange about their sword?
Yeah, it was dual-bladed.
All right, there it is. Bada bing. The pieces all fall into place. She has one of those like Sherlock Eureka moments, and kind of nods to herself. Winslow, I think you just cracked the case, or at least started, trizzling a little crack in the case.
That's good, right?
That's very good. That's very good, Winslow.
Okay. Glad to help.
I shuffle over to Pepper, and I ask, like, did you notice anything specific about those cuts in the center right there?
Yes, I did.
What'd you notice?
They're perfectly parallel.
As if a blade that is built to be perfectly parallel with maybe just like 2 blades would have done the trick.
Well, that makes sense, yes.
I, as discreetly as possible, like make a notion, like look over there, kind of like motion towards is it Edorin? Iridan's belt, and like try to like get Pepper and Winslow to kind of notice.
Ah, the wolf.
Yeah, but maybe take a good look at what he's carrying around.
Well, that seems pretty damning evidence.
What
Not
But
the
I
bad.
suppose someone could have stolen it.
This just makes me want to go to that area that he told me not to go to so much worse. I want to go to the bad place.
Well,
I'm gonna go to the bad place. I'm sorry.
why don't you question him while I go talk to those children?
That's a good idea. All right, yeah. Divide and conquer. I'm gonna grab some muscle though. Gabriel, you're in the middle of something. Sorry.
Well, it seems like now that it's sort of been resolved that you guys are investigating, the crowd is dispersing a little bit and headed back towards the center of town. As the clock strikes 8 a.m., you are going to have to question some folks. But before we do, let's take a little break.
Oh,
Whoa,
And come right
the
back.
suspense is killing me.
yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Annette Benning, and I'm chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Entertainment Community Fund, formerly known as the Actors Fund. The fund is a safety net for everyone who works in the entertainment industry, especially during times of great need. And we've been helping people for more than 140 years. As our community once again faces challenges and an interruption in work, I just want you to know that the fund can help. If you or someone you know is affected by the current work stoppage and needs a hand, please reach out to us. We can provide emergency financial assistance to those in need to cover basic living expenses, including rent, medical care, and grocery bills. The fund has an amazing staff, and they're there for you to provide mental health support, health insurance counseling, career resources, budgeting tips, and much, much more. If you need help or if you want to give help, please visit entertainmentcommunity.org and reach out. Thanks so much.
Hey, this is Hornblast, lead singer of Mallrat. Miss Rock, as Mariah, Spilsgore, and I aren't home, so leave us a message. None of us are demons, by the way. Definitely not from hell. Okay, cool. You know what to do.
You're in a band?
Yeah, we're called Mallrat.
Amazing.
Hey, I'm in the band too.
That's less cool somehow.
We will not be the second best wiener counter in this food court. Got it?
There's a human hand in the fryer.
Your presence will be required at the Y2K party, aka Apocalypse Light.
Yes, music, revelry, murder.
The lame-o magician thinks he's as goth as us.
The lead singer of our band is missing, and you want to just keep going as if nothing's wrong?
When he gets here, I'm murdering him.
Knock, knock! I am entering this conversation!
Too late, I am mad at you!
You shouldn't be mad at me, you should be mad at Hornblast! Why isn't anyone mad at me?
Hornblast, where the hell are you?
Thank you for shopping at Brimstone Valley Mall.
Hi, welcome to Guildhall. Hi, my name is Cece, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make one of our signature cocktails here at Guildhall, the Dinger's Cat. This drink was named after the liqueur Chirot, which gives it its pun name, Schrodinger's Cat, as well as an in-house made strawberry gin. We soak strawberries in this gin for 6 days straight, about 1.5 pounds. However, if you don't feel like doing that, I'm going to give you guys some alternatives so you can actually try it at home. All right, in order to make a Schrodinger's cat, you're going to use 4 basic ingredients. Lime juice, which you should keep refrigerated after opening. A basil syrup, which we make in-house, but you can also buy at your local liquor store. Chirot, which is a cucumber liqueur. And an in-house made strawberry gin. If you want to make the strawberry gin at home, use 1.5 pounds of strawberries soaked in 3 bottles of gin for 3 days, strain it, and then repeat the process for the next 3. It takes about 6 days to make, so if you don't have the time for that, I recommend, instead of the 2 ounces of strawberry gin, using 1/2 ounce of strawberry liqueur and 1.5 ounces of just whatever gin of choice you have. And if you happen to not be drinking alcohol tonight, then I would recommend making a Shirley Temple. This classic drink just uses a little bit of grenadine, topped with ice, and then topping it off with Sprite. It's a sweet, simple, but also pink alternative to the Schrodinger's cat. All right, let's get into it.
In East Vigno, just south of the Foxmead, caverns, crypts, and magic mazes are always just beneath your feet. Scholars and adventurers have settled here to study the dungeon that stretches across the beast world. The caravan is making an extended stop in Dungeon Town! A Summer in Dungeon Town is an urban adventure and supplement set in the beast world. The book contains everything a GM needs to tell a one-off story or run a whole campaign around what's happening in town. While you play with the locals in the city's sandbox, mysterious forces advance the plot session by session. Your crew will make friends and enemies as they get mixed up with Dungeon Town's cast of characters. Only smart and savvy delvers will solve the mystery and become the heroes of this summer in Dungeon Town.
Hey, that's the name of the book.
This is the first campaign book set in the Beast World, but you can drop Dungeon Town into any 5e setting. Inside, you'll find backgrounds to create characters ready to fall right into the adventure, as well as new Delver wagon components. There's another blueprint in our shop too. Our team of 3D modelers and designers is creating a customizable Delver wagon miniature. Wheels, walls, and weapons can be pulled off and swapped to make the Mini a perfect map of your crew's wagon. And customizing is a snap with magnets built into the base and roof. The base kit includes rooftop weapons and creature comforts, and 2 expansions offer even more options. Long live love, Delvers, and see you in Dungeon Town!
All right, welcome back. Thanks to our lovely sponsors and promoters and such, we're back here with Line in the Sand. You all just got done investigating the poor body of Elder Farley at the beach and are headed back into the center of town.
I would like to do one last thing on the beach.
Okay.
So, Pepper is a green witch, which means she has the ability to speak with plants. If there's like some seagrass or like shrubbery or bushes around, I would like to crouch down low and ask the grass some questions.
Oh, amazing! Yes, absolutely. I think that there's probably some kind of like kelp or seaweed that clung to Farley's face when old Logan found her. Yes. So you just bend down and I think your eyes light up with like a little bright green from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And this kelp wakes up and goes, blah, blah, blah. Hello.
Hello, friend.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, you seem to be stuck. Do you mind if I help you move?
Oh, yes, please. I can't. I'm used to floating. Everything's so heavy.
Oh, it must be. Here, let me, and I'll just kind of very delicately remove the kelp from her face.
You lift it up, and like a pasta noodle, it like falls on either side of your hands, and it goes. The kelp goes. Oh, it's so heavy.
Just hold on there. Just hold on. I'll take you back to the water.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I kind of just set the grass back down in the water.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, my face was so heavy. I've never had a face before.
Well, it can be a new experience, so just take some time, a couple of deep photosynthesizing breaths, and yes, good, yes, good.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Crazy. Having a mouth is wild.
Oh, isn't it? Yes. Well, I was hoping you... That was my friend whose face you were attached to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I try not to get in people's faces usually. If it happens to my friends, it's things getting in their mouths, and that's not good for anybody. So I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, it's not your fault. Something bad happened to her. And since you were in such close proximity, I was wondering if you noticed anything.
Well, sure, there I was, floating along, minding my own business, wading in the water, as it were, attached to me and like a whole bush of my friends, just casually floating. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the ground rises up, and this huge sandbar, and I all of a sudden felt so heavy. And there was some rustling and some bustling, and like a big bundle got shoved into the sand on the sandbar, and I ended up on this person's face. It's not a good place for me to be. And then a bunch of hours passed, a bunch of times, sun came up. Oh, I felt that. Oh, that was so nice. I've never been in the sun in the air before. It was delicious. I'm not. But then we got lifted up and put on some kind of rumbly thingy, and then we were over here.
Yes, when the sandbar lifted up, is that normal? Has that ever happened to you before?
No, not at all. Have you ever just been in the ocean and all of a sudden the ocean was land? Crazy, wild. I don't like it. Put me back.
Was there? So you said there was rustling.
Yeah. So I don't know. There was like I got lifted up onto the shore and everything was very heavy, and then like underneath me the sand pushed up from underneath, and something was under there, and then I was on this lady's face.
The sand pushed up from underneath. That's fascinating. Well, I don't suppose you don't have eyes, so you didn't see anything.
I have light receptors. It was definitely like a big, somebody was a big body was doing something, but all of you land critters look alike to me.
Well, it's understandable. We all have, ears and a face and arms and legs.
Also, my eyesight's really bad, and I would rub my eyes, but I don't really have eyes or hands. I'm just a piece of kelp.
Do you want me to? I just kind of like gently just like brush some sand off the kelp.
It goes, oh, that does feel pretty good.
I mean, are we watching this? Like, can we see Pepper just talking?
Yeah, so she's just picked up like one like fettuccine ass strand of kelp, and it's just piled in her hand, and she's like whispering and talking to it and treating it really politely, which is not. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pepper be polite before.
No, never.
Yeah, right. Okay. I think Serena's gonna lean into Vespa and just whisper, "No, I knew she was off, but I didn't think she was this off. Farley's death sent her over the edge, you know."
I think she went over the edge a while ago. So, I think it's just a matter of like we have to set a new edge. The edge has been reset.
Reset the edge. All right.
Hey,
Can Gabriel ever hear you? Can Gabriel ever hear you, Vespa and Serena?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I mean,
Sure,
she's not whispering. It's just like that stage whisper, so you can like low key, like you can still hear it, but because it's not like super secret, you know.
Gabriel's just gonna be like, "Oh no, she's talking to the plant. I can do that too."
What?
Yeah, I'm a bovine. We talk to plants.
Oh.
Like that's literally a feat on my
like all
something.
plants?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what happens when you eat a salad? Does it like chat you up first?
Well, I have to communicate first with it, and it doesn't chat all the time. I have to be making an effort to communicate with it.
Okay, so you can decide that like my salad will be silent while I put a little Parmesan on it. And
yeah,
that's good. I feel like the moral implications of salad eating would have gotten more complicated if it was just like an all the time thing.
I've never thought about that.
I don't like salad. I'm a big potato chip girl. Anyway, Pepper, you doing all right over there?
Yeah, Pepper, anything else for this piece of kelp?
I
don't know if I can impress this on you guys. I have a big list of NPCs. This piece of kelp is not on there.
This piece of kelp is my favorite. Hey, do you have a name, piece of kelp?
Kelp?
All right, kelp.
No, it's kelp, like the thing that I am.
Oh, well, yes, I suppose that makes sense.
Tell us of your mother.
Do you have any other questions for this piece of kelp? Or you just put it back in the water?
I think I'm gonna let the kelp go and be like, all right, you safe travels out there, and I just let the kelp down into the water.
It like sort of wriggles off kind of like an eel for a little bit and goes bop, bop, bop. And then when it gets like a good distance away from you, the mouth on it disappears and it stops moving and it just floats again in the waves.
Oh, gosh. Happy little kelp.
Yeah, man. Happy little kelp.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with that incredibly strange moment over, Pepper comes back to the rest of the group and is like, okay, back to town. And you guys head back to the town square. Everybody's filing back from the beach. You can see sort of pockets of different people, worriedly whispering to each other about the new status quo in the center of Piaszczek. And as you sort of roll back down the hill into town, you see Philippa and Rizzo off in a corner talking to each other, and then Rizzo sort of clutches his chest and falls into the dirt.
Whoa!
Everybody, a few people kind of rush over, one of whom is the jackal from the Baron's court.
Pepper, you got those good berries on you?
I do. I was like, wait, Rizzo, take another good berry.
Yeah, Pepper, you get up onto the scene and you kind of sort of like, he's on the ground. Philippa is very worriedly sort of hovering and, is he okay? You rush over to sort of give a once over. Go ahead and roll medicine.
All right. Woo! 11.
With an 11, he has collapsed. His breathing is shallow. He's not doing great, but you can't spot an obvious sort of reason for why all of a sudden this jackal leans down in the dirt next to you, still towering over you, even on his knees, and goes, "Stand back, please." And the jackal leans down onto his chest and listens for a moment, closes their eyes, and says, "All right, I'll see what I can do to stabilize him. He'll need rest."
What's
and
wrong?
Splays out hands across. Doesn't answer you.
Cool.
Splays your hands across Rizzo's chest, and it's like a soft purplish pink glow emanates from underneath them. Pepper, you're the only one who's close enough to see, but it's actually like the jackal sort of puts their hands on his chest, like, and it sort of like sinks in like the surface of a puddle. Like this, the surface of reality becomes a little liquid, and they press down and spread some kind of magic, and you lean down and listen again, and the ragged shallow breathing sort of stabilizes a little bit, and the jackal says, the jackal looks up at Philippa and goes, "He'll need rest." And Philippa goes, "Oh, I'll take him home. Yuri, come here and help me." And they sort of lift Rizzo back up and shuffle him off, or begin to shuffle him off to rest. And there's the crowd around the town square kind of like goes back to what they were doing, even more nervous now.
Very impressive what you just did.
Is it?
We met earlier today, but I don't believe I caught your name.
Indeed. No. Oh, did you want it?
Yes.
Indeed. Sorry, where I come from, a name is asked for. My name is Juvius.
Juvius?
What is your name, little kitten?
You don't need to worry about that.
Oh my god.
Pepper, when you say that, like a purplish pink glow takes over the jackal's eyes. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, oh no. All right. Do I have anything that helps me with that, perhaps?
It's against a magical effect, so if you have things about that, if you have advantage on saves against magic or whatever, this would apply.
So is this some sort of scrying ability?
Let me check.
Divination.
I'm gonna check for you. Give me
Okay.
1 second. I'm looking it up in the book. This is not a divination.
Oh. Damn.
Sorry.
Wisdom.
Yep.
16.
16's gonna save. So
right.
you feel a pressure bearing down in the part of your brain that houses your name. And you feel someone squeezing it out like the bottom of a ketchup bottle. But you're able to contain the information as it sort of like is about to spurt out from you. You manage to catch it.
Oh, clever.
You have some talent, young kitten. I shall keep my eye on you. And then the glow recedes.
And I'll keep my eye on you too.
And you turn to leave and one eye stays on.
Yeah, exactly.
While this is going on,
Yeah.
Gabriel follows Rizzo
Sure.
and just goes, "Just one thing. Who hurt him?"
Philippa and Yuri look at each other and they go, I wasn't with him last night. Were you with him? And neither of them knows. Philippa was like, I only saw him for the first time this morning at the beach. I don't know. He was like this when I found him. He seems pretty beat up.
It's okay. Hey, Yuri. It's gonna be all right. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our breathing. We're gonna do the.
Oh, sorry.
breathings.
That's Philippa.
I'm so sorry.
Philippa. No, that's okay. Philippa is Rizzo's lieutenant. She is a bear. and she's sort of, got like one enormous paw around Rizzo, and Yuri's kind of like there helping. But Philippa seems really upset.
Oh.
Gabrielle puts their hand again on Philippa's shoulder and goes, "Stay strong. You're the lieutenant. You need to put a brave face on."
Roll insight, Gabrielle.
Ooh, what do I have for insight? Let's roll that. That's a 3.
We all 3. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Which, and like, you really believe in that comment? Like, someone needs to show the people to have no fear, and like, Philippa sort of processes that in like an almost inconceivable way to Gabrielle. Philippa takes that in and becomes more nervous. Oh. And I think it probably like that's the opposite effect it was supposed to have, and that's not helping anybody. It like makes you a little frustrated.
Gabrielle's just like, everything will be fine.
Yuri reaches around and grabs Philippa on the shoulders, like, yeah, listen to him. He's a nice guy. He knows what he's saying. Philippa goes,
I'm a they,
yeah.
not a he.
Oh, sorry. Yuri goes, I'm really sorry about that. But I really do think they know what they're talking about, and the people need a leader. It's your time, Philippa. We know the deal. And Philippa just goes, oh, yeah. This whole thing's getting out of hand.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, Philippa, it's good to see you. Actually, quick question. Where were you this morning? We popped by the labor house and you weren't there.
I was, I slept in.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Seems weird to sleep in on such an important day.
I know. I would have been there. And Yuri raises an eyebrow. It's like, yeah, I would have thought you were being on the plan, and we're all in this fight together. You got to show up for your fellow man. Philippa goes, I know, I get it.
Hey,
I slept in. I'm sorry.
It's cool. No. Hey, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just asking because we're trying to make sure everybody's safe, and I know that Rizzo was worried about you this morning.
Yeah. Philippa goes, he's always worried about me, and I'm worried about him.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay though. Hey, that guy did some weird pink magic. That person did some weird pink magic, and now it looks like they're fixed. We're good. You take him to a bed. Take Rizzo to a bed, and then I
don't know. I've never seen magic like that before. It could be anything. Any magic. I don't know how it works.
Question.
What?
Yeah. Where are Serena and Winslow in relationship to all of this?
Great question.
Yeah, but I just want to know if we can see.
I think you probably
what's going on.
I don't think you would have been able to see Juvius casting that spell on Pepper.
Right.
But you definitely saw the demonstration of healing magic for sure.
Right. Okay, and then the situation between Vespa and Philippa, is that something that we could see also, or is that happening?
If that's a thing, if you want to follow while they're still in the town square, but they're also trying to get Rizzo to rest, so they're trying to move on pretty fast. So that's what I'll say.
Okay. So I think no, I was just asking because there's something I could use, but I don't think that she'd follow necessarily after the demo of healing magic. So
Okay. Yeah. They say, I don't know. Right now we just gotta get Rizzo to bed, and we'll figure it out after that.
Yes, go do that.
Yeah, and they walk off towards Rizzo's house, leaving you guys in the town square. It's a little after 8 a.m. What would you like to do?
Okay.
I want to, I guess, a history roll.
Tell me more about that. What would you like to see if you know?
There's 2 things I want to know. I want to know who smokes in the town. And I would like to think about Grig's tusks and if they're more or less the same distance from the parallel landmarks in in the chest.
Yes, roll history. Very
Thinking
clever.
outside the box.
Holy shit, 21.
Yeah. Okay, so there are a couple of smokers in town. Iridan smokes. You also, when you sort of follow after Yuri, you get a distinctive smoky smell coming off of Yuri as they take Rizzo away. And then as far as Griggs's tusks, with a 21, they're definitely parallel, but they're not straight. And the wound was straight. These cuts are like big and curved.
Mm-hmm.
But there are many ways to wound a person, and Griggs, Griggs is definitely down to hurt somebody.
I'm more curious. I want to follow up with Eridan. That sword's caught my eye, and I can't get it out of my mind.
What do you mean the sword? What's happening with that?
I don't know if you noticed this, but on his hip, he's got these two parallel blades that are.
Oh my.
Yeah, you can still see Iridan is actually hanging around the town square. He's the one guy who's actually still hanging around the town square, and you just see one big scabbard. You look over and Serena, you just see like a big wide sword. You know what I mean? Like just hanging. The scabbard is just one wide thing.
Oh my,
I've seen that sword before.
I guess we should. What?
Yeah. Me and him one time. We and them ran into each other in an alley one time. Told me to get out of here. I said, and then, pulled the sword. You know how things get.
They said, forget about it, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Exactly. I
something about all this doesn't strike me.
For that kind of.
Something about this doesn't sit right with me. Did you notice that the people who were the most injured are the people who were considered the leaders of the labor union?
We didn't. That's a good point, though.
Well, Farley was trying to cool everyone's tempers, and Rizzo was heading at the lodge, right?
That's true.
How come no one went after the Baron if, he also was instigating stuff?
What if it's a fight club?
Well, then we shouldn't be talking about it, huh?
Thank you.
That's true. I don't know.
Besides,
And that's that.
You don't do fight clubs, do you?
Not in particular, but look at me. I look like I was at one.
Well, I'm not going to question what you do in your off hours.
I will question it.
Do you not remember?
The yarn
is just very concerned.
The yarn golem crawls up your your shoulder, Winslow, and leans over as though whispering in your ear, but you hear it psychically. Just goes, "No, dude, we don't do Fight Club. Listen, we may be two different people, but our body couldn't handle that. We're small, we're tiny. I wouldn't do that to you, man." And then crawls back down.
No, I guess not. Would want to fight this little noodle. I mean, what am I gonna do?
We'll bite their ankles.
Questions.
It's true. Ankle biting is a valid form of defense.
We're getting off track here.
We should probably focus.
Okay, where would you like to go first?
I know Vespa wants to go talk to the wolf, but that doesn't need to be the first order of business, if somebody else has something that they think would shed more light into that situation.
If anyone wants to come with me to talk to the children,
Okay.
I want to talk to them about their little gang.
We can split the party here. This might be, I would love some muscle, or Vespa would love some muscle.
That's fair. I was thinking the same because
This guy's a little rough around the edges, a little tough. I don't usually get intimidated too easily, but this person did the trick.
all right, Gabriel will go with Vesta.
Thank you.
Cool.
I think Serena is going to feel a little concerned for Pepper being off by herself. Might get into trouble. So I think she's going to go with Pepper to talk to the children.
Oh, you should know by now I always get into trouble.
Well, I think there's a thing called mitigating damage.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh, well, we'll just try not to break as much stuff this time.
If you say so.
Where am I going? Who's taking me?
You could come with us.
Where do you want to go, Winslow?
I want to go to bed.
That's not an option, but it's a good and valid answer.
Oh yes, a nap does sound lovely right now.
If we didn't have things to do at noon, that would be great. But I think if this meeting doesn't happen, things could be very bad.
Yeah.
All right, Winslow, you're welcome to come with us.
Okay, I'll go with you. Can't leave this little guy with Pepper though, because I see the way. I see the way Pepper eyes them.
The yarn
Whatever
golem.
you mean, Winslow.
The yarn golem kind of like
you
hides
know.
behind your leg, Winslow, and it's just and like looks up suspiciously at Pepper.
Winslow's just having their own flashbacks of those stairs.
Oh my god.
Cool. So let's do, we'll do the scene with Iridan first, because Iridan is the one who is sticking around the town square doing a little investigating of their own. So they seem to have an eye out from the central fountain there, looking at as everybody disperses and sort of really keeping a keen eye on the crowd, as it were.
I think maybe like we side-saddle, like we just like walk up to him like from the side, like very casual, attempting to kind of keep it casual. Like, oh hey, it's good to see you again.
Iridan flicks the toothpick from one side of their mouth to the other real quick with stuff like a yeah, fancy seeing you here.
It was nice to see you again this morning. I hope that means that we didn't interrupt any important business or nothing.
No important business, just taking out the trash, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, it's good to recycle when you can, so be sure to go through that. Anyway,
Sure, and speaking of trash, you seem to like getting your nose in a little bit of business, don't you?
I mean, I've been known to. I can't say. Well, yes.
Dangerous stuff. You never know what you're gonna find in the trash.
Yeah, you do never know. I mean, but hopefully, everything comes up roses in the end. That's what you always hope for whenever you're doing a little investigation of here and there. Just like how I hope these talks are gonna turn up roses, right? And Gabriel, we were just talking about how it'd be real shame if, these talks don't end up happening. So it'd be good if we can get some order back here,
Yeah. Order. It's going to be a mess otherwise.
Listen, I know you work for the big man on top, but you seem like a people person.
Oh, do I? Why, thank you. I pride myself on, being amongst the people. Another flick of the tooth there.
Amongst the people. You weren't at the bar last night, though.
No, I had a little bit of a business of my own to attend to, you know.
Oh, it's important to have your own side gigs because you can never really trust when you got a boss. You can never trust it. You gotta always have a side gig going. That's what I always say. Me and my brothers, we got like 6 side gigs going one time.
Which one, Vinny or Vincent?
Oh, Donnie actually.
Oh, Donnie.
And then his cousin, his twin, Donatello is also. My brothers are all of the Ninja Turtles. Never mind.
I hear he's good with machines.
He's very good with machines. He loves these.
Yeah, we've had him out. We've had him out to the dig site a couple times to fix our our big lifters, you know.
Yeah. So you were at the pub last night. What were you off doing? Just anything fun? Getting into any business? She's like trying to
like I said, you know, a little bit of business and absolutely none of yours. Why? What's it to you?
That's funny. Oh, you've got jokes too. I love a guy with jokes. I love a person with jokes. Well, I just had a quick question, is all.
Gabriel was going to just kind of go, and Gabriel's going to have been like this the whole time, and looking up and down the wolf, and then kind of goes, "Nice scabbard."
Thanks. It's custom.
Custom? Why? Is that particularly special sword?
Iridan kind of narrows their eyes at you. They go, yeah, Baron treats his employees right. Well, the higher up ones anyway.
Wouldn't mind seeing you swinging that thing.
Roll persuasion.
Give me a second.
He goes, oh yeah, you want to see me swing it? I'll swing it for you. What do you got to swing? Big guy like you.
Well, I ain't got much good with bladed weapons, but I can toss some things in the air for you to slash at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love throwing fruit up. It's a little routine we got going. They throw up a fruit and slash it. It's a really fun game, actually, kind of addicting.
Gabriel just digs into the pack, takes out an apple, and goes, over here. Tosses it into the air in his lazy arc.
The screen flashes black with a white swipe, and then cuts back from a white flash, and the apple lands in 2 halves cleanly on the dirt. And Iridan is like already putting it back in the scabbard, but you do in fact see the profile of 2 blades right next to each other.
Gabriel just kind of go whistles. Ooh, definitely a fancy blade with a fancy bearer. I haven't seen blades like that before. Double-sided. Any others like that in town?
Nope.
I like to get a comparison.
One of a kind.
Goes, the Baron had this made for me special when I joined his retinue, as it were.
What makes you prefer it over like a regular, like a rapier or a short sword or something like that?
Yeah, does it get stuck in things?
Yeah.
Iridan growls and goes, what's got you so interested in my sword? You want to see a little bit more of the business end of it?
I mean, you can try.
Gabriel laughs, just kind of goes, nah, I was admiring it. These just are indulging me.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure.
Hey, Iridan, I got one more quick question. The meeting last night with everybody and with Farley and everything. Were you there for that?
I was there when Farley came up to the Baron's manor. Yeah. She was lovely. Lovely. Yeah, of course I did. Lovely, respectful, really heard out the Baron's side. You know?
Yeah.
People think Farley, oh, she's a craftsman merchant. She's gonna be on the side of labor. Nah, she really got our side of it too, you know? I appreciated that about her.
Yeah, interesting to hear that. I mean, like, how would you best summarize your side?
On my side of it is, the Baron's family's owned these lands for generations.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to sell the sand, that's his prerogative. Should have been born the Baron of town, I guess.
I guess so. All right, well, thank you. It's always good to see you. Maybe I'll see you around the alleyways.
Sure.
Gabriel just kind of nods and kind of goes, see you around. Keep a sharp eye out.
Yeah, he walks off. They walk off into the distance and goes, oh, and the Vespa, was it?
Yeah.
If I see you in the secret ways, I'll fucking kill you.
Woo! She like turns the other way and she's like, he's not kidding. God,
I love this.
Cool. Let's take it over to Pepper and Serena going to the kids.
Hell yeah.
You find the kids back down on the beach. They're the ones who stuck around and stayed behind. They're looking around the rocks and like they're kind of spread out. And you know, the youngest one, the little chipmunk, like lifts up a little, you know, hand-sized rock, looks underneath it, and puts it back down, and like moves on to the next one. The mouse and the rabbit are genuinely like, you know, sort of searching around the area.
Well, if it isn't the street rats. I heard you was here.
Trini goes, you didn't hear nothing, nobody know how. And the mouse goes, yeah!
But I can assure you I have my ways.
You don't got no ways.
Oh, don't be so sure about that, young whippersnapper.
Do you do anything at that point?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast prestidigitation. And just like make a little like some sparks in my hands.
The mouse goes, oh, Trini, she does have magic. And Trini goes, keep cool, Hako, keep cool.
Well, that's just a little extreme, isn't it? Who wants a snack? I have snacks. And she Serena starts like pulling like she pulls like an apple out of her bag and starts like, you know, breaking it up to like hand out to the kids.
Sure. The little chipmunk takes one and like a normal apple slice is just so huge in his little baby fist. And like starts chomping on it. Hako the mouse is like, much obliged, lady, thanks.
You can call me Serena. We wanted to talk to you for a minute.
Sure. Trini goes, hold on a minute. Could we get some more apple for our other friend?
Oh, sure. And she pulls out another apple and like hands it over.
She sticks it in like her vest pocket. She's like, Araya's gonna like that when we find her.
Who?
Oh, we was looking for our other friend. We haven't seen her this morning.
Whoa. Do we know this person? Do we know this particular?
Roll for it. Roll history.
No.
I'll give that a shot.
Oh, no. All right, that's a dirty 20.
Whoa. Nice. Well, I didn't do better than that, so.
All right. Yeah, Serena, you know, you probably have an eye on like younger people in the town, just by virtue of sort of having been taken Farley's class more than once and being aware of some people a little younger than you coming up. Yeah, there's a couple other kids that sometimes join the street rats as they're hanging out. You know, you've seen them playing with, you know, a couple of other kids who like go home. With the Dirty 20, I don't know if you've really ever seen, like these three. This is the core group of the street rats that's kind of known throughout town that they all hang out together. You maybe have seen them, you know, with a little elk kid that runs around. You may have seen them with a little hermit crab girl that runs around. You know, a few other people drift in and out, but this is really the core group. So,
okay. So, I think Serena's gonna reiterate this to Pepper as well. Just say, I'm not sure I've heard of this one. I only know these three. Maybe you've seen them before? The person they're looking for?
Yeah, what was their name again?
Hako comes up and sort of puts a hat, you know, his hat in his hand. Her name's Araya. We were playing last night. And Trini goes, Hako, no, don't tell him.
Oh, you won't get in trouble, don't worry.
You're definitely gonna have to roll persuasion on that.
I will try to help.
Okay, great.
You're gonna help? All right.
Yes, I'm helping.
Yeah. That's gonna be 22.
Hell yeah. You give like a really reassuring wink, and Hako goes, do you think that lady's gonna tell our parents? I don't think so. Trini looks at you and kind of goes, yeah, all right. Just between us, though. And she holds out a little rabbit paw with a pinky.
Yeah, a pinky.
She goes, yeah, it was us and Araya. We snuck out last night. Hang around on the beach doing street rat stuff, you know?
Oh, I can only imagine what you got up to.
Yeah, you know, we just put on marked places. We let them know we was here, you know? Nobody's gonna ignore us. Hako goes, yeah, no one's gonna ignore us. And Del with a bunch, the chipmunk, with a mouthful of apple goes, yeah.
Well, I certainly couldn't ignore you. I saw your sign on the rock.
And Trini goes, see? I knew people would see it there. Hako goes, yeah, you were right, Trini. Nice.
Very clever, very clever.
And I'm gonna kind of like I'm only 4 feet tall, but I'm gonna get a little lower on their level.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know, Trini's really small too, but with the ears, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
I will also follow suit, like just kneel down so that I am not like towering over Tone either. So.
Now, my friend Serena and I have some questions for you. Is that all right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then will you help us look for our friend?
Oh, yes, we can help you look for your friend.
Okay. Trini like gets in front of the other two and sort of folds her hands and goes, fire away, cat lady.
So you're the leader. I like you.
Yeah, I'm the leader of the street rats.
Well, you were at the beach last night.
Yeah, we snuck out, do street rat stuff.
Very good. I always encourage sneaking out. Well, you saw what happened to Farley.
Oh yes, that was really sad. She was asleep on the beach. I fell asleep on the beach last night, and it was really cold. You shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of just look at Serena like,
right, sleep.
What do I tell them?
It was a nap. Yeah, that's one way to say it.
Yep.
She just nods like before her nap. Did you see anyone else on the beach when you had snuck out?
Well, last night we snuck out to play, and we weren't going to tell our parents. And Hako goes, yeah, telling our parents when we sneak out, that's half the fun, sneaking past our parents. And the little chipmunk goes, yeah. And Trini goes, well, Del, you kind of needed some help. And Del goes, yeah, I'm not very good at sneaking yet. Trini's like, it's okay, we got you, little buddy. And
You'll
pats
get
him on the
there.
shoulder. And says, you know, when we snuck out and we all said we were going to meet on the beach, and then Araya was there, and we like ran around and had adventures. We drew on that rock. It was super cool. And we got really tired and we fell asleep on the beach. And we woke. And I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a really stiff neck. It wasn't very good. And then I had to wake everybody else up so we could go home so our parents would know.
Was there ever anyone else on the beach? A wolf or a jackal? Or a boar, perhaps?
Del, the little chipmunk, goes, yeah, there was a cow. And Trini goes, yeah, that was Farley. Del goes, "Who's Farley?" Haku goes, "The cow!" Del goes, "Okay."
But was she taking a nap when you saw her, or was she waiting for someone? Like standing up?
It looked like maybe she was waiting for someone, but she was asleep on the beach this morning, right? So maybe she did take a nap.
Maybe.
Haku goes, "There was one other thing, I think. Trina, you forgot to say." She goes, "What? I didn't forget nothing. I remember everything." Haku goes, No, you forgot. When you woke us up, Araya was gone."
Huh.
She didn't, I don't know if she woke up before us, but yeah, maybe she went home. Trina goes, "Yeah, maybe she went home."
Well, if she was at home, you would have found her, right? I mean, you were
They look at each other and they go, do you know where Araya lives?" Haku goes, "No. Where's her house? Is it in town or something?" Trina goes, "I don't know. I've never been over to her house."
Oh boy. Well, she might have gone home, but you have to check where. If no one knows where she lives, then how can you check?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. We'll have to find out where she lives and then look there.
Well, on second thought, can you show me and Pepper here where Farley was standing before she took her nap?
Yeah, they drag you way north up the beach, and like Del grabs your hand and sucks his thumb again, and like leads you along. And they point out like a secluded little inlet, right sort of on the northern corner of the township lands, right before it sort of goes inland and becomes a forest.
Okay. Can we look?
Yeah. Roll perception.
Yeah, roll perception. Okay. Perception is wisdom, so it's 18.
4.
Oh God.
Pepper, Del has latched on to you.
Oh,
the little
yes.
chipmunk, and is like wide-eyed staring up at you and just can't look away.
Hello, child.
Hi.
Would you like to have a staring contest?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Constitution contest with this small child?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cool. As you can imagine, the child gets -4 to Constitution.
I'm gonna destroy this child on 19.
Oh God.
9 minus 4 is 5, so you definitely win. Del goes, "Okay, ready, set, go."
Okay.
Oh wait, I wasn't ready. Okay, go.
No, it's too late. That counts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here, have a berry.
Takes the good berry and kind of smears it all over his mouth, and now he's got like a purple smear. Like,
that's the best way to eat a good berry.
Serena, you look around the beach, and there's, you see just like an assortment of washed up rocks and plants. Like a lot of plant matter sort of seems to like wash through the coastline and into this cove. There's a ton of like little, crab shells and like pieces of different crustaceans littered around. There's also far off in the distance one lone figure who looks like she's looking who looks like they're looking for something on the beach. Like a roundish person with a big yellow hat.
Who's that? And it's like she tries to get Pepper's attention away from the staring contest and this child with berries all over them, and says, Pepper, do you see this?
What?
Pepper, roll perception again.
All right. That's better. 16.
16. At a distance, you spot this woman who's got a big yellow hat on, and you may not recognize the person at this distance, but you definitely recognize that big yellow hat. It's like the exact same shade and floppiness as the one your mentor used to wear.
Well, at least this is perfectly in character. What's my mentor's name?
Curious.
What is your mentor's name?
Curious George.
Oh man, I mean, I'll tell you what Pepper thinks it is. How about that? Pepper thinks their mentor's name is Giselle.
Great. Great. So do you call out to her then?
Yes, Giselle.
The figure looks up from what they're doing and in your direction, still incredibly far away.
Come over here.
And the person scurries off into the forest.
They're always doing that.
Do you pursue or do you head back to town?
Oh, I'm gonna pursue.
Okay. You head off down the beach with Serena in tow. And the kids go, "Wait, you promised you'd help us fight." Can't rely on adults for anything.
We'll be back. Don't worry.
Araya, I remember her name. We'll get back to this. We just really need to talk to this person right now.
Yes, Ariana.
Grande.
And you run off up the coastline into the forest. A distant chime back towards the direction of town strikes 9 o'clock in the morning. Team Town, what do you do?
So I'm thinking that we should go poke it around some secret back areas. However, I am also open to other options because I don't want to die. We could also, I'm trying to think of like different places. We haven't checked down by the mine yet, and that's where a lot of us started. A lot of the scuffle happened. That could be a good place to look for, if Folly was all connected to all this stuff. I feel like the motivation has to be related to this whole situation with the labor. So perhaps that can give us a little bit more insight.
And perhaps someone will know who beat up Rizzo.
And maybe, because Folly had similar, markings on them. So that might be a good place to start.
Okay.
We can ask Rizzo directly.
Yeah.
The dig site is pretty far from town. So no, I'm just letting you know it's going to take a little more time than other locations on the clock there. So that's all. It's just a time management thing.
We're already here in town. Maybe we should go check out them back alleys. I mean, we know where Eridan is right now. We can see them from where we're standing, I assume, or at least we know that they are doing their own little investigation. So maybe this is honestly the best way to do it. Because they're a little distracted. Yeah. Winslow, you got any vibes coming out of either of these ideas?
So many vibes.
Yeah? Winslow, tell me more about those vibes.
You're getting pulled one way, you're getting pulled the other. I feel like I got beaten up by a bunch of rocks.
Yeah. That sounds bad.
I mean, do you think that's worth following up on, Winslow? What
happened to you?
I don't remember, and nothing's coming to brains.
Yeah, the last thing you remember was everyone said they were gonna go to the tavern, and then you woke up that morning.
Blessed Game Master, do we remember if Winslow got in a kerfuffle last night, or if any of these markings were on them before we left the
I think that at a certain point in the night, Fun Winslow came out, and you don't know what the difference is between Class Winslow and Fun Winslow, but it's definitely a hard switch. And Fun Winslow was having a great time and ran off to the back of the tavern at some point. You may have lost track of him.
Okay, maybe let's pop into the tavern. That's a good place to start.
Cool.
A lot of people that were involved in all this were there, so that could be a good head. Also,
Okay.
might be a good idea to figure out what happened to our friend here.
Sure, you head back to the tavern. The town's small enough, there's only one tavern, so it doesn't need a name. But it is the tavern, the Piaszek Town Tavern. It's not, it's early in the morning, it's like 9 a.m. So there's not a ton of people in here. There's one sloth behind the counter, really slowly and carefully cleaning one glass, who looks up, beams at you and gives you a smile.
What's their name?
Waves back. The sloth's name is Shelly.
Hey Shelly, how's it going? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, were you working last night? I don't recall.
Of course, I'm always working.
Well,
hold on. You also see. Sorry, I wanted to fully describe the scene. You also see a couple other people in there. One person is old Logan, who is sitting in a corner with a big tankard and just keeps saying, "Refiller, another," and is kind of sobbing into his tankard. And the other person you see in here, clutching a mug that is clutching a stein tight, is Corello. So sorry. Now feel free to take the scene.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, we were here last night, and I remember we had maybe a little bit of too good of a time.
I know how that is.
Yeah, you do, Shell. Anyway, our friend Winslow over here, they scampered off at one point. We weren't able to keep track of them, but I know you got eyes all over this place. Do you happen to know what happened to them?
Oh yeah, I saw him over by the gambling table at one point, I think.
Gambling table? Well, that ain't no good place for you to be. Well, yeah, was it...
Feeling a little light in the pockets? Hey, Winslow?
Oh, God!
I'm feeling a lot of things right now, and that's the least of my concern.
Well, Shell, would you mind regaling us on what occurred at the gambling table?
Sure. She says, well, it all started... Flashback.
Oh my god.
I take you back to last evening, between the hours of 8 and 11 at night in the tavern. It's a little more populated. There's average members of the Labor Lodge kind of hanging out here, really in good spirits after the rally. There's one table which has a few people sitting at it. There's Winslow, or should I say Walsnew. There is old Logan sitting at the table. Another character whose name you haven't learned yet, who's a big ram with a big golden chain, who was also at the crime scene this morning, is at the table, and wearing the platonic ideal of a brown page boy cap low over his face, is the Baron Piaszek, was sitting at the gambling table, although really trying to keep a low profile. And you see all four of these people kind of glancing around. Winslow, I would like you to roll a flat d20. You pull a really bad poker hand. There's no matching suits. Nothing's coming your way on the turn. Old Logan looks at his cards and goes, rather good oil call, and shoves a big stack of chips in, and it kind of topples over because he over pushes it because old Logan's a little drunk. The ram looks over and goes, and kind of only glances at his cards and puts them down and goes, why not? I can afford it, and calls on a big hand. The Baron goes, yes, I think I'll stay in. and shoves their pile in. Walls new. What do you do?
I feel like Walsnoo just shoves it in. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh my god!
Old Logan is like, it all in. Oh, I don't know if I can beat that. I've got to. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound, and shoves all in. The ram just goes, all right, I may be well off, but I'm no fool, and folds. And the Baron goes, bold for a young one, and shoves in, and then reveals cards. The Baron, though giving no sense of like, was like, I have a pretty good hand, I'll stay in. The entire round was just sort of like, he's a rich guy, but he was playing it a little safe, has far and away the best cards. And the ram goes, see, I'm glad I called out. And old Logan goes, oh no, I'm out, I guess. Well, I'll be seeing you all in the morning. I've got to be up bright and early to get out on the waves. And the Baron goes, yes, indeed, and you'll bring me my winnings in the morning, I expect. And old Logan goes, right, your winnings, they're a-coming. And puts his sailor hat back on. Good night, all! And hustles out the door.
Oh gosh.
Wolsnoo looks up and goes, that's the cards, baby, and takes all of the gold in your pocket and just gives it to the Baron.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Well, that explains where my money went.
It's all coming together.
Yeah. And that's about all I saw.
Okay. That doesn't explain why my friend's covered in cuts and bruises, though.
Cut back to later that night, and Walsnoo's going, well, it was a great night, and as they're leaving, and trips on the cobbles and just falls flat on their face.
Okay, never mind. That does explain
Face plant.
Accurate.
Another mystery solved.
We did it, gang. We did it.
Yeah.
Does that help answer your questions?
It does indeed, Shell. It does indeed. Thank you. You're always a friend.
You hear any other interesting rumors?
Let's see. Well, I did also hear flashback. You see, as the game is going on in one corner, you see off on a shadowy corner of the bar, you see Philippa, sort of in her cups, kind of sorrowful and like, really 1,000-yard stare into her drink. And another person comes up behind her and puts down another mug in front of her, and she drains the first one and nods gratefully to them. Thank you. What's this for? And Juvius sits down next to her and says, I just thought we could talk a little. You seem slightly dubious. And Philippa goes, I believe in Rizzo, I believe in what he's doing, but you guys have a strong position. I just don't know. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I'm just worried that we're not going to be able to settle this. And Juvius goes, I will do what I can to bring all sides to the table for a beneficial deal for everyone. And Philippa kind of gives a snide look and goes, you mean that? Juvius goes, I have never told a lie, and I don't intend to start now. And Philippa kind of nods and drains the drink and goes, one more. Flash forward.
Sounds like
So they were here pretty late too.
Well, sounds like maybe we should chat with Philippa about what happened last night.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Michelle, it's always good to see you. Thanks so much for your info. Hey, and she slides a gold across the table and points at Corello and it says, make sure their glass stays full.
Shelly slowly puts a paw down and slides the coin back. He goes, "You got it, Vespa."
All right, we should go or else we'll be stuck here all day.
You guys turn to walk away and Shelly goes, "Hey, I get it. You've got somewhere you gotta be," and you're already gone, and the door closes in the distance. Yeah, I want to do one last scene here. Let's cut back to Pepper and Serena making a beeline down the beach.
Yeah.
Well, you've left the kids behind a little bit at this point, and you head off into the woods.
We'll be back. Get into lots of trouble while we're gone, kids.
Pepper, Pepper, can you roll survival?
Oh boy.
Sure, I am
You're gonna get lost
in survival.
Nice.
Whoop, and my dice goes over the edge.
Oh no!
8.
You start following this person into the woods, and at first you're like tracking the bright yellow hat and like turning this way and that at different trees, and something about the navigation of the woods feels very familiar, and you sort of catch on to like, they're trying to lose us in the woods. I know this trick, and you bound past, and you just try to stay on their tail, and then the person in the yellow hat turns right, and you turn, and you come out in a different part of the woods, and you're like, oh, this one's a magical maze.
I see.
Do you see them? I think I was following your tail, so...
No, but I think there's magic afoot.
Yeah, all around, you're now thick in the northern forest, and like the sounds of heavy insects, and like the sound of the ocean is completely gone. It's all just like the whispering wind through the leaves and the whisper of insects, like full forest very quickly. What do you do?
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, maybe we can see something from the tops of the trees. And I'm gonna climb up a tree in true squirrel fashion to figure that out.
Yeah, you have a feature, right? That says like as long as
vaulting poise.
As long as you continue moving, you can run up sheer vertical surfaces. As long as you don't try to stop in the middle.
Exactly. So she just runs up a tree until she gets to the top, and then plops herself over so she doesn't fall over, and tries to see what she can see.
Yeah, from the top, you actually see that the forest has been cut into a maze. You climber up to the top, and you see the walls of the maze.
Oh gosh, she calls down to Pepper. Pepper?
Yes?
I think we're lost.
Well, that won't do. We have to get unlost. We have to get found.
Well...
What do you do?
Oh, I was hoping to save this spell for down at the beach, but I have a spell called Clue from Valda, Spire of Secrets. Clue lets me find footprints.
Oh, amazing.
So I would love to try and find this person who I'm assuming is Giselle's footprints.
Yeah,
and follow them for a little while.
This is a new spell, so I'm just gonna read out the text. This is not for your everyday 5e game.
Yes.
When you cast the spell, all footprints and fingerprints within a 45-foot radius of a point you touch becomes highlighted and glow faintly for the duration. At the time of casting, choose any period of time up to the last 10 days to the present. Only footprints and fingerprints left within that time will be highlighted. Each creature whose footprints or fingerprints are detected by the spell is assigned a unique color but are not otherwise identified. Any creature that moves or touches objects in the area will also leave colorful footprints and fingerprints which might reveal invisible creatures in the area. Neat.
Oh, and excellent. It's a ritual, so I'm not going to spend a spell slot. I'm going to spend 10 minutes just pouring, like, getting down on my knees and just, like, searching the ground for footprints.
Sure. Yeah, the footprints, like, they start kind of 45, feet in the distance of you, and it's like, oh, she transported us this way, but I've had a clear footprint now. And they start glowing in bright yellow. And you find your way back to the trail and follow back. You see sometimes the sort of clue vision, like the footprints kind of stop as though like somebody's been teleported, but they pick up like over there, and she's like, trying to use her witchy tricks. All of these,
wily one!
Yeah, all of these tricks feeling supremely familiar, especially during your training in the forest.
Oh, well, I joke's on her, I know all of her tricks.
And eventually you get into
following along like, oh god.
Eventually you get into the center of the maze, which reveals a little log cottage with various charms and trinkets hanging from every solid surface, just in like almost as though the entire log cabin were one giant wind chime.
Serena, this is where I grew up.
Oh, well, isn't that nice? I love all the glass. It's like a theme or something.
Thanks, that's it, everybody. Well, good job. We finished the game. Good, we did it.
But oh god.
You approach the cabin from your childhood.
Yeah. I go, you can't get rid of me that easily, Giselle.
Oh god.
What do you do?
I knock on the door.
Are you sure her name was Giselle or their name was Giselle?
What else would it be? Of course it is.
Opening the door in a rumpled yellow witch's hat with like matted mangy fur with a bunch of different little trinkets hanging in that too is an old raccoon woman. Goes, "What? There's no Giselle here! Get off of my lawn!" and slams the door back in your face. What do you do?
She's always like this.
I think her name's Giselle, or their name's Giselle.
It's me, Pepper. Is my name Pepper? Have I been wrong this whole time?
God.
She opens the door. Pepper, that little mangy cat?
Yes.
Oh, you used to run around with my sister, Grisella.
Of course, yes, that's it.
She goes, "I'm not Grisella. I'm Balaga, the woman of the woods."
Well, what happened to Grisella?
She died. I took a house.
Well, that's hardly fair. I feel like I should have gotten her house.
Should have put your name in the will.
Got you there.
Oh, a witch's will is binding, yes.
Well, yeah, I can't argue with that, Belonia.
Balaga! The Witch of the Woods!
Pardon me.
Yes.
I hate to take away from this subject, but we saw you on the beach just a little while ago. Were you looking for something specific?
None of your business. I'm conducting a ritual of grand arcane proportions.
She kind of like leans back a little as like with the gesture. Oh, okay. Did your ritual of arcane proportions involve anything you found on the beach? We're also looking for something.
Well, I can't keep track of everything I've ever seen on the beach. Go find it yourselves.
Well, and she's at a loss, and she like looks to Pepper.
If it's a ritual of grand arcane proportions, perhaps I can help.
Yes, you have a sniff of magic about you. A sniff of it. Yes, perhaps you can be useful. Step into my parlor, said the spider to the fly, and she opens her door wide. And there's no artificial lighting. Like it's like kind of dark and dank inside.
Just like old times.
I can't help but feel like this is a trap.
And you walk inside, and the door slams behind you. And whether or not it's a trap will be revealed next time when we return to Line in the Sand.
Oh, woo! Oh man. Oh,
the investigation will continue.
The suspense is killing me. Who done it? Who done it?
Got the witch's